if I do.
Covino and Rich.
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Turn on the radio.
Get ready.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Were you able to sleep last night?
I was.
Okay.
Passed out early last night. Early,
I know.
like Mr. Furley.
No, you've been really fired up this week.
Because he wasn't getting any loving. Have I been? I mean, I think the world has been. I'm
Yeah.
not the only guy talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock.
No, I know.
The world's gone bonkers about it.
bonkers,
So-
I tell you.
My favorite
Bonkos.
80s candy. Way back on a Wednesday. Hey, it's Covino. It's Rich. It's Spot. Hey, Rich, you wearing a shirt?
Oh,
All I see is a floating head.
I know.
He's wearing camo. If you're
This
not
is the
watching.
gray memo.
But if you're not watching, you should be. Let's be rocking out. Let's go!
Yeah.
Oh my God, what I like to do. Yeah.
Dumbass!
Gotta ask you, buddy boy. Emilio! Are there shirts you have
Fuck out of here!
that for some reason you've never worn or never wear? And then you put it on and you're like, this is such a comfortable shirt. Why was I not wearing it?
I know your example. I know your example. You don't even know your example.
This is my example.
Nah, it's not. You had an example before that example. One of those super rare shops you had on standby for a long time.
Oh,
And then you busted it out. You're like, this shirt is fantastic.
comfy.
Yeah.
It's like
This is a nice material shirt. And
It is. It's nice.
And
Looks
I
nice.
never wore it. I think it was part of my ESPN wardrobe budget. And it was like between two jackets, so I never saw it. And I was spreading shit out in the closet.
You know what he does have, though, that he's never worn? Someone bought him, or he bought it for ESPN for a reason. Oh, I know why. He played Zach Morris in a skit that we did for Halloween one time, and I was AC Slater.
Ah.
So he bought brand new gleaming white Air Force Ones, Nike Air Force Ones. He's never worn them again. He's never worn them since.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you better pass them off or something.
Not my style. You wear gleaming white Air Force One spot?
No. But like I know people would like lose their shit to have those.
Yeah,
give me
but I mean,
those.
it's not like it's
I'll
not
rock
like I'm
'em.
sitting on a pair of Yeezys that are $2,000. I'm sitting on a $80 pair of Air Force Ones.
But
probably.
still, I mean, why not wear them if you got them? That's my
I'm
point.
not a
Except
gleaming white sneaker type of guy. Some people are not.
I'm not a gleaming white sneaker type of purchaser because I'll just dirty them and I get crazy about it and I want them to stay nice. If you want to give them to me, I'll be the gleaming white sneaker guy. I'll rock them, but I can't get on you too hard, Rich, because I do have a problem. And I've expressed it before. I mean, I got a few problems.
I was going to say, we all have more than one.
But let's see if I could show Spot because I didn't plan on speaking about this.
Is it your alopecia? Because apparently you have that problem.
Don't talk about it.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
I saw a meme yesterday that said, you're right, no one's ever made fun of male hair loss ever. Oh, wait.
People need to chill, man.
I know.
I have this problem of I'm always waiting for like a special occasion. And by the time I get around to it, it'll be out of style. And I am that way with shirts. I am that way with sneakers, especially because you don't want to ruin them. You don't want to crease them.
course.
You don't want to get them all dirty and messed up. And I have a pair of sneakers, Rich, that I bought.
Oh, you
And-
posted these the other day. They're blue and
they're-
white Nikes. I like them. They're nice.
They're teal. I think they're like a teal. I don't know what you'd call them. Spot. I'm going to send you a picture because I do want people to see these. I feel like I've been waiting for a special occasion to rock these. And like the special occasion is just not coming. So it's either you wear them or they just grow old in your closet. And by the time you do bust them out, they're weak as hell and they're falling apart. So I don't know how to handle those things. Like you just got to keep shit in rotation.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, it's very easy for everyone. Guy, girl, anyone. To
Like you've
just
had that shirt how long? At least you said ESPN? Guess
probably
what?
2.5 years. This was
Probably longer.
This was my ESPN wardrobe budget, spend it or lose it. So when I bought this after we got fired.
Yeah, I'm not making
It
fun
was
of you.
one of those like, hey,
I'm
you
worse.
still have $5,000 in your. I think it was like I still had like $2,000 left in my wardrobe budget. So I was like, how do I fake receipts or go buy stuff? And I was like, let me go buy some stuff and fake receipts.
We had a budget, a nice
Yeah.
little budget for our wardrobe. We were on TV every day. You got to present.
But this was stuck between two jackets, and I was like, what is that? Oh, you know what? It's like a nice T-shirt.
Those aren't jackets.
Was it sticky?
No, it was just Spot. You know when things in your closet are like, for space, they're a little tight.
Well, dude, put it in the rotation.
It's in the rotation.
You gotta like shift your piles or something. Like, yeah, I've worn up to here, done the laundry. Now I gotta switch to piles so that I could put these shirts in rotation, put these other ones on the bottom. Spot, pull those sneakers up, seriously. Because I bought these when I worked at ESPN with a whole thought process of, oh man, I can't wait to put my feet up and people watch these on TV because these are hot. These are fire.
But I want to save them for a special occasion.
And
then the special occasion never comes.
I don't have it in me to rock them because I don't want to get them dirty and ruin them. And then what? I just have them just to look at once in a while.
See, that's the wrong mentality.
I'm
We've
worse
talked
than you.
about this.
I'm
Yeah.
worse than you. So I'm calling you out, but I'm only calling you out because I'm just as bad, if not worse, man. We got to put our stuff in rotation. Otherwise, why are we even buying it? Why do we have it?
Do you have
Agreed.
do you have a photo by any chance?
A photo.
Just the video.
I have. Want me to go get them real quick?
Hang on.
I know where the Air Force Ones are. They're in the bottom of my closet, never worn.
These
I'll
are
be right
my Jordan
go.
1s. These are my low top Jordan 1s. And they got the 23 on them. They're teal and white. And when they came out, they were regular price. Now they're probably up there in price because nobody has a mint like I do in the box. But I just don't have it in me to figure out a time or place to just bust them out. And it's an issue that I got. It's one of many, in fact. So maybe I'll just put on a pair of shorts one day, bust them out.
Busted.
You know what it is? If you're a dude with lots of money, if you got FU money, if you're DJ Khaled, right? Yeah, you can wear a pair of those every day. But when you work hard for your shit and you got some sort of ESPN budget and you were all stoked about it and you're all stoked to buy all the shoes you want, you're trying to keep that shit pristine. But as a result, you end up not even wearing them, which makes no sense at all. I understand that. I'll try to be better. But you too.
What about you? What about Bono?
Put your shit in rotation. In hebe bertation. That's the reminder here today.
Birthation.
What are you
Let's see these
saving it
bad
for?
boys.
I like those sneakers, by the way. The
point
ones
is-
that you were showing?
Yeah, don't be like me. Those colors are hot. Don't be like me. Put your shit in hebe bertation. Rock them. That's why you got them. Rock them if you got them.
It's a great message because so many people,
Got a cool jacket.
to be
right?
honest, women way more guilty than men of
Yeah,
this crime.
definitely.
Like
Yeah.
we're talking about a guy not rocking a pair of sneakers or t-shirt he bought.
Jordan
There
has
are
all these
women-
clothes. I see her in yoga pants and a tank top every day.
There are women that have rows of clothes with a lot of them with the tag still on, and they're like, "I got nothing to wear."
Yeah, it's
And you're
wild.
like, nothing to wear.
Well, because by the time you finally get to it, like
it doesn't. You're not feeling it.
you're
Anymore.
not feeling it anymore.
Yeah.
Kristen has a whole closet full of clothes. She wears the same like 5 things,
So
and they're all in like color gradient.
I think we learned a lesson here. Put that shit into the rotation because a lot of times you wear certain clothes, you do laundry, that goes right to the top of the pile again.
Yep.
You're like, why is this super rare t-shirt? Why is this Pee Wee Herman t-shirt? Why is this gray hoodie? Why are the same things on the top of the pile? Because you wear it, you wash it, put it back. Wear it, wash it, put it back. And there's stuff at the bottom of the pile. Do you remember? I don't love these shirts, but when we did the TV show, oddly enough, research came back that my graphic t-shirts like connected. And I didn't love them, but Spot, they were like, yeah, the research shows that people love your old school graphic tees. I'm like, really? Oh, I didn't want to be that guy, but they're like, yeah, keep wearing that. People seem to think it's relatable.
It became Rich's thing.
I have all these shirts. I have like Quint's Shark Shop Jaws. I have Enrico Palazzo. I have Goonies. I have, you name it, Joe Pesci. I got every stupid graphic T-shirt from the 80s or 90s.
Every dumb T-shirt you would see advertised on Facebook, Rich bought everyone.
Oh, I had the other day I wore because I found it at the bottom of the pile. Lincoln Hawk from Over the Top.
Yeah, you got to just flip the piles. Flip the piles.
Flip the pile, the end.
If you got it, rock it.
Let me show you.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
I have that shirt. I have a shirt of Mick saying, "What are you waiting for?"
And that's really like, I can't get on Rich. I'm the worst. I had the same thought.
I have a shirt that says,
week.
"I'm the worst."
Did you see, if you saw the video of those sneakers that I posted, right? It said, I don't know what I'm waiting for to rock these. Like, or I'm waiting for a special occasion to wear these. Like, people hit me up like, just wear them.
Mauser
like,
makes a great point.
Can't.
Mauser makes a great point. He said, "My wife has a wall of boots and shoes, and I've never seen her wear any of them."
Yeah.
There are times where me and Sarah share a walk-in closet in the master bedroom, and she has one side, I have one side. Her side, like shoes, and I'm like, no offense, Sarah's living the day-to-day mom life. She's wearing
My closet.
She's wearing like cool Nike
Maybe
sneakers
she wears them
or,
in the closet
or boots.
and to walk around.
Like Sarah has.
They're her closet boots.
Do you know how many?
It's her walk-in closet.
Do you know how many pair of shoes Sarah has from pageant days and modeling days and like, but they're just there.
Jordan has those. They're always like nude color shoes. They're my nude color shoes. She has like 35 pair of them
Well, want me to show you 3 pair of sneakers
that
By the
are
way-
just being wasted.
By the way,
that are being wasted.
aren't just like gleaming white shoes nude color shoes for her? She's so gleaming white.
I
I'm
do.
gonna tell you said that.
I'm reading the feedback.
should.
Yes, Andrew, I do have a Macho Man shirt. Yes, Preston, you do miss my Pink Floyd shirt. I need to just flip the closet.
You haven't flipped the pile.
I haven't flipped the pile.
We all got to flip our piles.
No, you haven't seen in a while because it's probably at the bottom.
Yeah, I can't do that because then they're upside down. Spot. You gotta You gotta cut them like cutting the card deck in half.
But then you're only.
Then you gotta put that on top.
No, then you have to start. You have to really
Spot's
flip.
physically flipping it.
Yes.
That's like I'm allergic to that.
No, you gotta-
Now your shirts are
upside down.
Get out of here.
But then you
can't
go
do
through the
that.
whole
He's right, though.
pile, and
Spot's
then
right, though.
But then you go through the whole pile, and then you just start over again.
People that pay way too close attention to us,
Yeah.
I applaud you and love you because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this. But the people that pay such close attention that live our lives with us probably know the shirts that we talk about, like the rotation ones. Like there's
I try to keep shit. I try to spread it out. I really do.
There's a shirt that's definitely at
Try.
the bottom of the pile. I still have it, but you'll be like, "Oh, dude, you wore that shit way too much." At the bottom of the pile now, not Pink Floyd. I think I threw that one out.
Elmer's
Spot.
Bike Shop.
Out of shame.
Elmer's Bike Shop I had 15 years ago.
I know.
That's you know what Elmer's
Tough
Bike Shop
guys
is?
wear pink.
You know where Elmer's Bike Shop is? It's in a pile of special shirts.
Bet,
You know
'cause
why?
You rocked that shit 8,000 times.
It reminds me of the beginnings of our show because it was the first graphic T-shirt I bought. The first shirt I bought that was supposed to be like ripped looking on purpose. And I said, let me keep this.
Well, you know what is too rich? Hold
Wait,
on.
did you mean like ripped or did you mean ripped?
No, it was
Like
it
whole
was
ripped.
it was like it was raggedy, but on
okay,
purpose. And I remember thinking like, oh, it's like the early 2000s.
Here's
20
what,
years
what
out of
also
shirt that's 20
happens
years
though.
old.
Like you wear certain shirts based on how you feel too, right? Because shirts fit different. So it's not like you could just flip that pile and all of a sudden just start rocking shit. That shit might be on the bottom of the pile because like you're chubbier or you're not fit enough to wear that specific shirt. So that's also part of the thought process, right? You're going to wear shirts that fit you comfortably or fitting right at the time.
Yeah.
You know, a few hamburgers too many could make you look a little weak in a shirt that fits nice most of the time.
Here's
I told our
here's
buddy
Elmer's
Bike Shop.
Elmer's Cycle Shop.
Elmer's Cycle Shop. I've had that shirt since 03.
Isn't it
02
amazing how
maybe.
fast Spot was able to find that though? Because you wore it.
I wore it so much, but that was my favorite graphic T-shirt in the
Spot
early
just
2000s.
looked up 2007.
I
There
didn't
it
even- I didn't-
was.
It took me all of 30 seconds
that
to
shirt,
find that.
that shirt was in Rich Davis rotation.
That was on top of the pile every fucking laundry.
That was a 5+ year.
every wash.
That was in heavy birtation for 5+ years. Easy.
Yeah. So
A
what's
shirt-
the moral?
Oh, what about
Rock it. Just if you got it, rock it is the point.
do you still have Butts Creek Fest?
I don't think I do. I think that went sadly away. But you
By
know
the way,
what?
Rich, I'm the worst at this now that I think about it. I
you
try
know
to
what's-
spread shit out, but I got so much shit I don't wear.
You know what's at the bottom of the pile that people will be like, oh, I remember that stupid shirt because you made fun of it. I still have it.
Virtue Valor?
I abused my Savage AF shirt with Fred Savage on it.
Oh, you
Oh
did.
my
That
god!
was a
bro. You rocked that shirt to the point where I'm like, yo, it's getting corny.
That
now.
was a 2019 heavy birtation.
Dude,
that was probably a 2019, 2020 heavy birtation.
Look, it is.
Or
Elmer's
Elmer's Bike Shop.
Elmer's. I should make a whole
You
compilation.
can make a montage of Elmer's
Rich and
Bike Shop.
Elmer's.
People probably thought that was like Rich's like costume. Like, does he work there on the side or something?
All right, guys, I'll see you later. I'm heading out. Where's he going? Oh, I have a part-time gig at Elmer's Bike Shop in downtown.
Did you see, by the way,
let's not forget this phase.
Rule.
The
That
Rule
shirt
face.
ruled,
Oh, but
man.
you know who I blame Rule on? And
Your
you guys
ex.
can back
I
me
know,
up.
I
My
know.
ex-girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend bought me all this Rule stuff because she's like,
RUEHL.
it was the sister company of Abercrombie, but it was supposed to be Abercrombie mature.
Yeah.
And she was like, trust
next
me,
hot
this is
shit.
going to be huge.
So Rich bought the whole inventory.
She bought it for me. And I was like, this is cool stuff. But you guys busted my balls for the Rule shit.
You ruled for like 2 years.
I did not rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, if you look back at those years, he's wearing
Look.
a Rule shirt in every. We made a
Look.
compilation,
Rule.
remember? Rule.
Rule. That was
What do you want me to do?
Rule.
Blame my ex.
Man.
But
Rule.
let's see some of the stuff that
All right.
that fits into this conversation of you got it, but you're not rocking it. But there's really no reason why because it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
I got the Virtue Valor polo shirt in the closet as well. Because I keep some of the ones that you guys made fun of because in my mind they're like a fond memory. Like if you guys made fun of me for something, I'm not throwing that shirt out.
Right.
I still have the light green pop collar Virtue Valor polo shirt. But I brought out 3 pair.
Wait, hold on. Do you still have this shirt? Your girlfriend just made my top 8.
I should because that's classic.
I feel like Pete Nice bought us that.
I feel like he did.
Right? I don't know why I remember that, but thank you, Pete.
Covino, do you still have
making
that
Rich look like a
oversized
dummy.
black
Look at that button down.
button down?
We should play a game one day where we post pictures and we guess which one of us slept with her.
That's great. That's nice.
That would be a
That's
terribly
classy.
awful game.
That's classy.
Oh, you're the class act spot. Did I miss the white shoes? No, you did not. I have 3 pair of sneakers. Oh, what's that? Butts Creek?
Butts Creek Fest.
It's a great shirt.
Rich had a shirt. It's an old story. It's one of my favorites. It said Blitzkrieg Fest, BLI Blitzkrieg Fest.
But you see
But the L and the I looked like a U.
see the L in the I?
Butts Creek Fest.
So it's Butts Creek Fest.
And
Butts
it must have been a great time at Butts Creek Fest because Rich wore that shit fucking
What
3
does
days a
that
week.
say?
It was in Birtation.
Europe's best digital noise artists and
Butts Creek.
performers. Did you go to that?
I did. I was at the Butts Creek Fest.
Butts Creek. And by the way, I gotta make it really clear, Rich, because I feel like people don't listen to what I say.
They do.
No, they don't.
They just choose to.
They hear what they want.
I definitely don't.
I'm only saying this because I need to be better at it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm also the worst at this shit. I got so much shit that I don't rock because I feel like I need a reason to rock it.
Well, ask yourself the habit you have.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, do I really? There's me with Elmer's. My goodness. You know what? You know how I know the shirt's famous? I saw that before I saw the titties in that picture.
Think of how many more girls you probably could have gotten with if they didn't think in the back of their mind, I think he must work there on the side.
But why does he work there? It's in Denver, Colorado. That's weird.
I
don't know.
don't know what you
I
want to
think
say.
he has money, but I'm not sure because he always wears this other shirt, and I think that's where he works part time.
He must work at the bike shop.
Dude, you rock that shirt all of the time.
I mean, that was after I worked at Chuck's Bikerama. I worked at Elmer's Bike Shop.
Another shirt that you have, Chuck's Bikorama.
The Pee Wee's bike shirt. I like that shirt because it's red.
Let's see those shoes.
All right. But I wanted to say,
And look how nice that shirt looks on you. That's one of the fucking coolest shirts you have. Instead, I had to see Fred Savage 35,000 times.
So
his Fred Savage shirt.
Savage AF.
follow this line of thinking. You do things that you must think, nah, this is probably unique to me. When I can promise you, everyone does the same thing. You purge the closet, the dresser. You're like, all right, I got to throw some shit out or donate some stuff. And there are still things that aren't in rotation, but you won't throw out. You won't throw out because in your mind, you're like, I'll get around to it. And you're like, get around to it. Like, oh, this jacket. Nah, I'm not going to wear this jacket. Maybe I will.
I'll get around to it.
Either the best strategy.
I do try, but I fail.
The easiest strategy was when we were doing television every day. And
Just start taking chances.
no, because I only say it was easy then because my thought process became, all right, well, if I won't wear this at work today on TV, then I'm not going to wear it, so throw it out or donate it. Does that make sense? Like if I am holding this for an occasion, I have to find something new to wear every day. So if I'm not going to wear it, now, then when will I ever? So I was
Can
like,
you throw away that Savage AF shirt, please? Because
Wear
it
it
doesn't
tomorrow.
even. He washed it so many times. It doesn't even look like Ben Savage anymore or Fred Savage. It looks like Paul O'Neill. It looks like you're wearing Paul O'Neill,
well, you should love it then.
and it says Savage as fuck, and it's corny as hell. Rich, so corny. Oh, Rich, so corny.
And by the way, no, I'm reading the feedback. Girls did not show up to my house to hook up and with broken 10 speeds. I was not a bike repairman. I know you might think that. Being that I worked at Elmer's bike shop.
You know what other shirt is like probably the second league leader? The tape shirt. Remember the tape shirt?
Oh my
I have
god!
it.
Like-
I have it, Spot.
Yeah, because that was on the top of your pile all
Endless,
the time.
endless photos with that.
The cassette graphic tee in early 2000s classic.
That's
I
Jordana
have
Brewster.
it in.
Jordana
I have it in the pile of.
But I keep seeing it like in multiple photos.
I have that spot in the pile with like my 1 or 2 Syracuse shirts, my Z100 shirt, my Covino and
Your
Rich,
special pile.
my Covino and Rich Maxim Rock City from Detroit
I got
05
rid of
shirt.
all those.
Like I think it's and no, I'm not going to make some corny ass quilt out of it. I just keep it in a pile in
look.
storage.
Tape everywhere.
That shirt ruled too.
Oh, you know who this is?
I feel like I know that girl. Did I know
Such
that
a
girl?
Maxim name.
Did I know that girl?
Lindsay Klubine.
I remember that.
I feel like I remember.
Who was Miss Amina though? We were trying to figure
I
that
don't
out.
know. Maybe I'll find her.
Good. The shoes, bro. It's
Show
gotta
the
be the
shoes.
shoes.
I'm
Jeez.
sorry, you were talking.
No, see him, man.
Right.
Because then you're gonna get mad at me later. I never got to my shoes.
I never get mad.
'Cause
at
you were
I
talking so
never
much.
get mad at you. I have 3 pair. Now I gotta show. I'll show you the gleaming whites, which never makes sense for me to wear.
Might as well give them to me.
Honestly?
You could see me rocking these gleaming
Yeah,
white.
you would look fucking cool. You instead you choose nerd.
Yeah, those with like a dark pair of jeans. Oh,
I'll have them. What size?
your feet are too tiny.
Size 11.
You got little baby feet.
I think I'll start a paper route right now.
I don't know. I just
Nah, you got a little
see me. I just they don't.
I'll rock the
just
shit
not,
out of these
Not my style.
right now.
Those are Jordan's nude colored shoes.
Oh, these are. You know, I posted what's
By
it
the way,
called? Blue Oyster on Instagram, and they took it down.
I know. You shouldn't wear a shoe that's a half or a size too big for you.
They're swimming on you.
They're swimming on you.
got si-
They're
what do you wear,
swimming,
size 8?
son.
10 and a half.
What do you wear? Size 8?
They're 11.
My favorite story
If
ever.
anything, you should be embarrassed. I'm so small, but you wear half a size bigger than me.
My favorite story ever is
I don't wear a 10 and a half.
Spot and
I wear 10 and a half or 11. Depends on the shoe.
Spot and I went bowling with random people. I've told the story a million times, but it still makes me laugh. We went bowling. Long story short, we go to get our bowling shoes. One of the people we were with was a normal sized guy. He was like and he's like, what do you say, Spot? A 7?
7 and a half.
Seven.
I'll
Like-
take these in a heartbeat
like-
and rock them. I'll put a Dr. Scholl in there and they'll be perfect. The thing is,
Why
I'm
don't, you put
with
a
Rich.
little, why don't you put a lift in there so you can get a little extra height?
I don't buy white shoes because I just they get dirty.
They get dirty, but I
if
just
someone
feel
gave
like
them to me, I'll rock
I feel
them.
like if I wore these, everyone would be looking down at my shoes like, whoa! Like,
Yeah, because everyone's used to seeing you wearing flip flops. There's another shirt that rules.
I could do this.
This
all
is why
day.
you got to subscribe to tier 2.
the shit that rules. You rule.
All
Well, that's
day.
the thing again because you got to keep
day.
your clothes in rotation, and
I
it's
remember this
very
shirt.
hard because your pile's so nice and neat. You don't want to mess it up.
Remember the shirt that said rock, but the O like fell to the bottom of the shirt? Remember that?
Rock.
It said rock in the
That was
upper.
a good one.
But the
That
O
was-
fell.
that-
You wore
that
this
was
one a lot.
rocking, bro.
I like that sweater I'm rocking. What is that? I don't remember that. Oh, I do. Wait.
What's that on the bottom?
See,
there?
I get sad when I see these things. I'm
Oh,
like,
zoom in
what
spot.
happened
Zoom
to
in
this
spot.
shirt?
I can't see what's. No,
That's as far as I can go. Oh,
Like, what happened to that shirt?
see it. I can.
Must have lost it in the
Hey,
divorce.
Christian, what's
yeah.
up?
It's sad when I see that.
Now these are shoes that I should wear because they're not gleaming white, but somehow these aren't even in the rotation. They're just in the closet. Just a low pair, like a low
Those would
top
be
pair of leather,
bone gray.
but bone
Why
gray
in the world
Nike
would
low
you
tops.
not wear those?
Oh, those are beautiful.
And by the way, this is what
Can I have those?
I hate you sometimes.
Can I have those?
Look how dirty. Zoom in on this. Look at like the guy never
They
even
just need to be
cleans.
clean. They
Look
just
at-
need to be
Yeah, but you
cleaned.
never clean them.
Can I have those?
Like
But they just
a guy
need a
with
cleaning.
dirty soles has a dirty asshole.
They just need a cleaning.
those-
Some guys
dirty
aren't into
asshole.
shoes. Like, forget it.
Doo-doo caca boy.
Can I have those? Because we're the same size shoe.
Clean your
I'll wear these. They're
shoes.
just,
No, I want them.
Those are cool though.
I
Those
like-
are
those I really
That's a
like.
great Rich
That's-
Davis compromise.
yes,
cool.
agreed.
That's
the
my
white
color
too much.
scheme.
Now these, I found these, and I'm surprised I don't wear these because these I think are the most basic, fun. We could rock them anywhere shoes. These are just basic Nike low tops, and they're like they got
I'd wear those too. Can I have those?
more of like a skater shoe, like a low top,
Definitely
Nike
rock
gray
those.
and blue.
I'll take those.
All right. I
Not
like
your
them.
style, but
You
I
know,
like them. I don't hate them. They're cooler than the other moccasins you wear.
I'll take them.
No, I
Which
agree.
wears Toms?
So there you go. Just a couple things that were in the closet that I just figured I'd bring them out because you talk about
Bring them out. Bring them out.
not putting things in rotation. I guess you add things to the rotation.
That weird. I'm looking for a reason to wear these things. The real answer is you don't need a reason. Just wear them. But it's very, very hard, and I try to get past it. I'm doing my best.
So, flip, if anything, we learned a lesson today. Flip your closet.
Flip the piles,
Flip
and
the
if
shoe.
you got it,
Flip
rock
the
it.
shoe. Flip the shoe and flip the closet. And there's probably stuff that
Or as
you're
Mickey
like,
said, Rich.
what are you waiting for? What are you waiting? Let's get him. Take the chicken and shove it up your ass, Rock.
I don't think he said that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I got these Nikes. I don't know, man.
I don't know why you got to choose chicken.
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 And shove it up your ass. But you gotta catch it. So if I catch it, what do you want me to do? Yeah, you heard me.
Shove it up your ass. All right. Thank you, Michael Lee, Raymond, John, Jesus, Patrick. Thank you guys, everybody hanging and banging.
All the greats shove chickens up their ass.
Hope you had a great Tuesday night. Are you spent on Will Smith and Chris Rock? Because that story is just a monster.
What does this shirt say?
Yeah, it's
Hold on.
I've hit
What's going on?
I've hit the end of my interest. However, Jim Carrey's statement I thought was pretty interesting.
It was
Oh,
wild.
what's going on in that shirt?
I don't know. It
Loyalty,
was just your typical graphic T-shirt from the 2000s.
LVTHN.
Don't act like you didn't have the same
I'm
exact
trying
clothes.
to figure out what it says, though.
What do you think? Where do you think that shirt ended up, though, Rich? You think some kid in like a third world country is
Yeah,
rocking
probably
it
in
right
a
now?
garbage dump somewhere.
Really?
It's rotting away in the
Sometimes I don't
landfill.
know. Sometimes I want to know, where is it? Well, Rich is right. Jim Carrey spoke out against Will Smith, said it was disgusting.
That was the one thing I saw that I was like, all right. Other than that, I'm like, Chris Rock's performing tonight in Boston, so a lot of people are amped up. Like, ooh, it's tonight when Chris Rock.
His ticket sales are through the roof.
It's a sold out show. Every show in Boston is sold out, but tonight is show number 1. So you got to wonder, will he start the show with a one-liner about getting slapped and then move on, or does he dedicate a little portion of the show to getting slapped, or does he ignore it? So tonight,
There's no way he's gonna ignore it. But Jim Carrey came out swinging with, it was appalling, especially how Hollywood was like cheering him on afterward. And
I feel like if he doesn't address it, then it will spread, and then people will be like, "Oh, I don't care. I don't want to see it."
Jim
He'll address
Carrey's best point was that
He'll
how
have to
everyone's
address
everyone's a fucking phony baloney, and how all these people that applauded Will Smith.
That was Steve Covino's point.
Yeah, but I'm saying Jim Carrey must have stole it from Steve
Honestly,
Covino.
I think he did.
He's probably listening.
He
yesterday.
probably is. What's up, Jim?
But
Love your
he
movies.
just said that you look at who's in the cool club, and it's a bunch of people that this guy slaps someone in the face, and 10 minutes later, and it's like, oh, Will.
it's spineless Hollywood. You're right.
Spineless
Also,
Hollywood.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Laura, you're correct. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wrote an article about how disgraceful it was and just how it set people back.
Yeah.
You know, especially black
it's like
people.
he
It was an all-black production.
He fulfilled the stereotypes of the black community.
You know, terrible look all around. And I never felt more right about my opinions than I did yesterday.
Hey, Spot, can you play real quick the Will Smith the Jim Carrey with Gayle King, and then we'll officially move on from Will Smith, Chris Rock. 'Cause tonight, Chris Rock.
I do have one last final, like Jerry Springer thought on this.
Chris Rock is, I think the buzz ends after today when Chris Rock finally says something or doesn't at a show, because tonight you'll hear Chris Rock make some jokes about it. Someone will capture it on YouTube, or he doesn't mention it. And then I guess we just, we never know. Maybe he waits to talk about it one day.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to craft it just right. Whatever it is he's trying to say.
It's not going to be like a lame G.I. Jane joke.
No.
He's going to
by the way,
deliver.
I don't know if there's truth to this, but I did read that Amy Schumer was part of the writing process of that.
Oh.
I don't know if there's truth to that, but who knows? I do have a final thought, but man, the internet has run wild with this story. Here's Jim Carrey on Gayle King's show.
Unfold, and then what happened after?
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. You know, that insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to yell from the audience and disapprove or show a disapproval or say something on Twitter or whatever, you do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
No, I agree. I think we all agree on that. I just thought, Jim, that it escalated to that. You know what I mean? That it escalated to that level.
It didn't escalate. It came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated, and I wish him the best. I really do. I don't have anything against Will Smith. He's done great things. But that was not a good moment. It cast a pall over everybody's shining moment last night. You know, a lot of people worked really hard to get to that place and to have their moment in the sun and to get their award for the really hard work they did. And it is no mean feat to go through all the stuff you have to go through when you're nominated for an Oscar. It's a gauntlet of devotion that you have to do. And you know, it was just a selfish moment that cast a pall over the whole thing.
Speaking of mean feet, are we gonna see your flip-flops next or no?
No.
Oh, because it's almost flip-flop season.
I take it back. You've never used the word ubiquitous, so I know he wasn't listening.
I got to tell you though, man, I was so involved in this story and intrigued on so many different levels, and I was trying to think about why. And I'll wrap it up by saying this: it makes me angry in so many ways because of Jada's manipulative ways. I hate that. She gave him one stare, and he went from laughing to, whoop, better get up and fucking make her happy. Ooh, that hits me, man, and it's sad because he's Will Smith.
Is it weird?
The humiliation of Chris Rock. So again, the manipulative ways of Jada.
I feel like you could relate to that though, because I feel like you lived in a world in your life once where you felt like you were walking on eggshells because you didn't want to do the wrong thing. So I feel like you relate to what Will was probably feeling.
The humiliation
that's why it
of Chris
resonates.
Rock.
Yeah,
That must be it.
I think it resonates with everybody.
but I think more so for you
Really?
because of that
It's
reason.
like nonstop trending everywhere.
Like how many times did you have to stick up for someone?
The humiliation of Chris Rock, like, hurts me. Like, when he smacked him, that hurt my fucking insides. That hurt my soul. Like, it's Chris Rock. It's one of my comedy heroes. He just went up there and smacked him. That hurts me. And the fact that Will Smith ruined his moment upsets me.
Yeah.
Because of him trying to please her.
Yeah.
Maybe that resonates with me. How many moments were robbed from me because I'm trying to please someone else? I'll give you that. Okay? I'll give you that. I'll give you that bit. And that resonates with me. That was his moment. He was there to have a good time. He was laughing. And then he goes and ruins his own moment and everyone else's as a result to make someone else happy because they're manipulative. And here's the ironic part about it, and I'll wrap it up because I really thought about this. I thought about tweeting it a million times. So I'm like, it's too deep and weird. But I could explain it here. The ironic part about it is Will Smith was thinking he was doing what was right and expected of him in that moment, right? Trying to please Jada Pinkett Smith. It's so obvious that that's what he's thinking he's doing. I'm going to show her I'm a man. You know, I feel like my manhood's being questioned. It's been questioned. She's made me look like a fool. This is my opportunity to show her that I'm as badass as Tupac could ever be. You know, this is my chance to step up. I'm going to do right by Jada. So he's thinking he's doing the right thing in that moment, the manly thing.
Yeah.
And what's ironic about it is I guarantee you when he gets home, or even today, that she's the one slapping him upside the head, telling him that he was wrong about what he did and that he ruined everything. Meanwhile, he's like, I did it for you. I did it for you because I know you expected me to do something there. So I did it for you, and now I'm getting the blame?
Well,
And that's like the manipulative ways of a narcissist, and I hate to overuse the term, but of the gaslighting that happens in these scenarios that I can relate to. It's like, wait, I did what you told me to, or what I thought you wanted, and now I'm the bad guy? I guarantee you she's blaming him for all this mess that they're in right now. Meanwhile, it was her that triggered the whole thing.
Remember when he tried to do that like grand gesture of a 40th birthday party for her? And she was so pissed off at him for trying to do something nice.
I don't, but it sounds like something
that could have
happened.
It was in his book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. He talked about it in his book, how he did all this stuff and had all this huge celebration. And she was like, how could you do this to me? I didn't want something like this. You ruined this. You ruined my birthday.
I have been in many scenarios where I did feel like I did what I thought you would want, and now I'm the bad guy?
Hold on.
That's a really weak feeling.
It's essentially like if she looked at him and said, go murder this person, would he do it? No, he still made a choice to get up there and react to the situation.
But he did it for her.
Under the guise that it was on her behalf. Mm-hmm. It's him. I don't think it's all her.
I think we all know Will Smith enough to know that that wasn't in his character.
I think we're
He hit a breaking point.
We're laboring under the delusion that Will Smith is the good time guy. You don't know what's going on in his brain.
All right, man.
Just because of what he puts forth.
So I'm the guy, and I can relate, and I've been there, but I'm wrong. Telling you, and I guarantee you, he's getting blamed for that shit.
You seem a little bit more level-headed than Will Smith.
I am. Just because I see clear now.
I think Covino sees this
I'm out of
clear.
the fog.
Never
Covino
once
sees
did I
this
see
clear based on experience and life. And when you are with someone that puts all this weird pressure on you to always do the right thing, and then when you do the right thing, it's not the right thing. Then
have their back. It's such a classic case of you got to have my back. You don't have my back. You got to have my back. And then when you have their back, you did something wrong. And you're like, wait, but you just said I have to have your back. And now I'm wrong?
A lot of manipulation.
The point is, you're never right because you're being manipulated, and this dude's being mentally abused. Yep. That's why he's up there in tears, and you're like, what the fuck's he talking about?
Maybe
the end.
Maybe that's why. I'm obviously, I acknowledge it's a huge story, and I think it's insane what he did.
No, man, I'm the only guy.
No. But maybe that's why I'm not surprised by it. I'm not surprised at all. Like the fact that it happened, I'm like, whoa, but I'm not like, man, this seems like this seems like it could never have happened. It like to me, I'm like, okay. Like knowing who's behind it.
You know what it proves to me?
I'm like, makes sense.
I think sometimes there's a very simple answer also, which is open relationships don't work. And you could say that there's all these different layers of Will and Jada, but just from the public perception of it to how it worked out to the entanglement to Will looking like a chump to then Will feeling like he had to defend her. This all goes back to them trying to have an open marriage. It went public when they probably didn't want it to go public. Then they had to admit that they do have an open relationship. Otherwise, it looked like they were just being scandalous.
Did they really have an open relationship? Did she just cheat on him? Did she just move on when things were bad? And he's trying to save face to say, well, this is how we had this understanding because we're a family. Well,
didn't he talk about
trying to make it look like
he had sex with many women?
Yeah, he admitted to cheating as well.
Did he embarrass her the way that she embarrassed him?
Well, you know why? Because in society, what's gonna no one's gonna deny that a guy having his wife bang other dudes is going to hurt the guy's ego, I think, more than a girl with her dude banging other women.
That's why.
Does that make sense?
In situations like that, there has to be ground rules, very specific ground rules. And it also depends on who's involved.
Like at Fenway Park?
We knew someone that tried an open relationship, Rich. And one half was out living it up, and the other half couldn't live it up or didn't have the means to live it up.
Yeah, who are you talking? Remind me what stage of our life?
Maybe 4 years ago.
Someone we know?
Yes. Someone who's now divorced.
I mean, if it's Rocket Dog, just say it.
And in a new happy relationship.
Just kidding. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Anyway,
wait, text me because I was thinking of someone else. Ooh, Spot.
But
Give me a hint.
The female,
I think he's talking about.
he knows. The female was enjoying themselves.
Oh,
And the guy was kind of like wasn't as open or aggressive, and therefore was just like sitting back knowing that his significant other was getting boned. And that in a situation like that, even though he had the option to do it, the fact that he wasn't was eating him away inside, knowing that the other person was.
Yeah. And
So
what was that guy doing? Like, this is what we do.
I mean, well, that's what she wants, and I just want to make her happy, and look at how that turns out. So there needs to be very specific rules in a situation like that.
And again, the sad part besides
Or just don't do
the
it.
manipulation, the fact that he took it out on Chris Rock, who had nothing to do with it.
Well, we all have our breaking points.
The end. But man, it's wild how social media is running wild with the story, because it's very intriguing, man. There's many levels of this story that are interesting. So we'll keep you posted on the Chris Rock update. I think that's interesting too.
Tonight you'll find out.
Yeah.
Want to feel old?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Then I won't tell you that today MC Hammer is 60.
Uh-oh.
Can't touch his.
Spot, can you pull way back on a Wednesday? Can you pull up the clip of you doing the Running Man with MC Hammer?
I'd love to.
Just for old time's sake.
Could this
Classic.
be like a little sample of what the plus tiers are going to be?
There you go. We got new tiers coming for your viewing pleasures. Things you haven't seen in a minute. New options and the
On our
same old
YouTube page.
options available on our Patreon starting in April. And we'll be posting a new interview, a new clip every week. A minimum of one a week.
Happy birthday also to Franz. Who else is celebrating a birthday today? I feel like there was someone else too. Like one of our OGs. Oh, is it Bruce Lowe's birthday today?
Not sure. If it is.
Yo, Bruce.
Happy
What's
birthday.
up, baby? Yeah, Bruce and Franz. And here's Spot with the birthday boy himself, MC Hammer.
So make sure you know your technique.
All right, let's see it.
You can't touch us? What do you want to do?
No. I mean, for the Running Man, well, give him a little too legit. Give him a little too legit.
Ready? Here we go, Spotty. Here we go.
Look how he's just looking at him.
I wonder if I still have that shirt.
Like some sort of
Who's doing the camera work? Fucking Michael J. Fox?
Probably Mark
Probably,
Zito.
they're probably an intern. Man, I did the Running Man for FC Hammer. That's kind of cool.
You ever think of those cool moments and say, "Oh wow, that is weird"?
I also
Of course.
did the robot for Avril Lavigne. Wonder if she remembers that.
She doesn't. But anyway, thank you guys.
Robo Boy.
Welcome back to our show. Robo Burgers, bro. Right, Ray?
I told
Robo
you.
Burgers.
Yo, coming soon. Covino and Rich's Robo Burgers.
Robo. Well, MC Hammer turns the big 6-0 today.
Come on, Hammer!
Oh, do you have any video of you playing guitar with Eric Clapton? Because he turns 77 today.
I don't.
Oh, what about when I did Power Ballads with Celine Dion? She turns 54 today.
What was crazy about that is Rich hit higher notes than she did.
Yeah, right?
There were nights when the wind was so cold.
He hit such a high note, he actually got
Tell me how you do
airtime.
that.
He floated when he sang it.
And
It was weird.
until the slap heard around the world. The last person to fuck up at the Oscars?
John Travolta.
No.
I was going to say Travolta.
Wasn't it Warren Beatty?
Oh, yeah.
Warren Beatty turns 85 today.
Man.
Still getting ass.
Still getting
ass.
booty. Booty,
Still
booty,
splitting
booty.
cheeks. Still splitting cheeks.
I mean, yes, he's slowed down a bit, but he's probably at like 600 women a year now.
And you know what? I'll give someone props because they were part of a huge show. Now, it's so odd to me because I'll name some random old school shows that I did not watch, but I know other people loved.
Okay.
My wife and her dad, one of their shows that they would watch together when Sarah was a little girl, Dave Hoots and Sarah would love, Frasier.
I love Frasier.
Was never one of my shows.
I love Frasier.
Right.
It's so funny.
I don't watch this shit.
My mom, I believe, loves Everybody Loves Raymond. A lot of people loved Raymond. I watched it here and there, but it
My
wasn't.
dad's on that now.
It wasn't one of my shows, but Ray Romano is very funny.
That was never a show for me.
Hey, it's Ray Romano. What's up, guys?
Ray Romano. Those are two shows that it's funny because they are in neither of our wheelhouses, but we acknowledge Frasier.
Even though Doris Roberts is a treasure.
Everybody Loves Raymond, two of the biggest shows, but just not hitting home with maybe our demo, right? There's a show that was so big, and I'm telling you, I may have never watched an episode, but I acknowledge the mammothity of 66-year-old today, Paul Reiser in Mad About You.
Mad About
Never
You,
watched
I watched
Mad
it.
About You.
I did watch it.
Mad About You is one of those shows I remember being, it's huge, but I was never about Mad About You. To me, it was like Friends, Seinfeld. They were the ones that you couldn't miss. But to me, Mad About You, not on the radar. I don't know about you.
I remember the earlier.
I was more mad about the riser in my pants.
Like I remember before they had a kid. Once they had a kid, it was annoying. But the earlier seasons were funny. It was, it's like young relationship life.
I'll give you another one spot. Not in my
all
wheelhouse.
these shows you're talking about are like shows I don't give a shit
So,
about.
but you know what?
I
think,
but I'm almost a little proud of it.
They're
too.
like nerdy white people shows.
No, I think you know what I think it is.
Corny shit.
I think if you do the math, these are all shows that were dominating when we were in our prime 20s, dating, working.
That's why I said.
What did they call? What did they call the Thursday night again?
Thursday night was like the big night. I don't know.
No, they called it something on
Must
NBC.
See TV.
Must see TV. Yeah. Thank you. Thursday night must see TV.
But I'm saying the same way, like, I'll give you the analogy. I love TGIF, but there came a point where Friday nights were no longer sitting at grandma's having a milkshake watching Urkel. I started going to the movie theater, the bowling alley, the roller skating rink. Like, you discover girls. I think in your early 20s.
He discovered roller skating.
I discovered roller skating first and then girls. Oh, roller skating. I was right. They call me roller boy. Did you know that?
Rich wore those Fisher Price ones, those yellow and orange ones.
They're attached to my sneakers.
Yeah. It's weird, though, because he rocked them like as an adult.
It's so funny. I go to Ralph's and
On roller skates?
I parked next to a street sign at Ralph's, the supermarket here.
Yeah.
And it said, like, no loitering, no this, no rollerblading. And I go, well, that ruins my weekend plan. Like, did they need to put no rollerblading on the sign? What was this? Is the sign from 93? No roll. So. You can't rollerblade at Ralph's, by the way, Spot, just so you know.
Damn.
But the same way some of those shows, Covino, didn't connect with you because you were like, yo, you and Spot are talking about Urkel? I was getting ass already. Take the 5-year window of post-college, right? Your first 5 years in the work world, when you were dating, going out for drinks with coworkers, hustling, drinking, partying. The primetime shows in your early 20s are probably the ones where you're like, nah, don't connect at all. And that's probably Mad About You, Raymond, Frasier. I'm going to throw one more in there.
I think I quit at Wonder Years.
What, you quit in 88?
I don't think I watched another show after that, like on the regular. And I was into like Beavis and Butthead and stuff like that. I was never into that shit, ever.
Will and Grace, I'm adding to this list because Will and Grace was a huge show, but
like,
it was...
You give me like the weakest shows ever.
I've seen episodes.
Weakest shows ever just because you were in a demo in an age where it didn't make sense.
And I love...
a 23-year-old guy partying and getting booty was not going to be watching Will and Grace, but you can't deny that it was huge.
I love Megan Mullally in that, Karen. But I never... Yeah, that was a show. It was a show that I've seen episodes of, but I never watched.
Yeah, and then you realize like, oh... what shows did I start watching again? And they're usually shows when you're like, all right, I was like older and I started like hanging at home again, like Modern Family, How I Met Your Mother, shows where you're like, all right, I'm a grown up now. But you're never going to connect to shows in your early 20s because you're out and about. You're working. You're living life.
Yeah, every show you mentioned there, I understand they were big. I don't think I had seen an episode, not one episode of any of the shows that he mentioned.
But I gave you the reason.
I agree with you. Corny for
know
me.
What you're doing?
You're
know
right.
What you're doing? Hey, Covino, you want to watch Will and Grace?
Nope.
No, I'm working at K-Rock tonight, and then I'm meeting some girl at the club at midnight.
Better believe it.
Hey, Covino, you want to watch Everybody Loves Raymond?
Fuck no.
No, I picked up an extra board op shift to K-Rock, and then I'm going out drinking with the guys.
Yep.
Hey, Covino, you want to watch Frasier? No, I'm DJing at O'Donoghue's, and then I'm meeting some girl for booty at 2 a.m.
Hell to the nah.
Like, that was, come on, corny for you.
Just remember, next time you think of rubbing one out, Paul Reiser's watching you masturbate.
Yeah, I liked him in Whiplash. That was my favorite scene, right?
He's
here.
watching you.
He's watching me.
He's watching you masturbate.
You know what, another...
through the door.
Whiplash.
Through the door. He was fantastic in that movie.
I'll give Kyle props because if you're anywhere in our age range, if you're 40-ish, if you're in your early 40s, these are the forgotten shows, and Kyle brings up one of them. I've seen everything I've seen of the show, hilarious, but I never dedicated more than 2 minutes of my life to David Spade, Spin City.
Never saw it. I'm aware of it.
But you watch like a clip and you're like, oh, that was probably a really funny show, but I was not in the market to be watching. Alejandro says he hasn't watched a show since Family Ties. Well, that's embarrassing. That was 1984.
Well, I mean what I say. I said what I meant, and I meant what I said.
Well, you've watched
Covino's
plenty.
promise 100%.
You've watched plenty of shows since then. You're what are you
Something
talking
like
about? Network shows? Or what?
I think I stopped network shows at like 13.
And
then I watched like MTV
probably,
and shit like that.
Probably watched like
and
American
then
Idol.
I
and
got
shit.
back. No, I didn't. Then I got back into TV when The Sopranos was a thing, like
That's
that sort of
ridiculous.
thing, like cable shows.
I'm sure you've watched.
You watched network shows.
Tell me which one, and I'll tell you if I did. No.
In
Full
what-
House, no.
And what year?
Well, you're
No.
naming shows that are 40 years old.
Fucking Family Matters,
Like, get a
no.
little closer. You just name all
Give
shows
me
that
a
are
dad.
40 years old.
Then give me. They didn't resonate. Were there any people that I could like relate to on these shows? No, because
I don't
so
have
I
a
wasn't
Vato- you don't have
interested.
a Vato Loco on
Was there
there?
any cool looking dude with sweet hair?
Roseanne?
No.
Roseanne.
I'd seen it. but
Okay.
I've seen it,
These are the top TV shows of the 91-92 season when you were 14.
but I was never
15.
like watching Roseanne.
Cheers.
No,
Home Improvement.
no,
Full House.
no,
Murder, She Wrote.
no. I've seen
Major
here and there.
Major Dad.
No,
Let's see.
Serious? You've never seen any shows?
A Different World.
no.
The Cosby Show.
But you're going backwards.
No, he's not. He's talking about 91.
These are
91?
the top shows of 91,
They were
92.
on. I mean, I have
Family
recollection of
Family
them
Matters.
on, but I wasn't watching them. You know what I mean?
Empty Nest.
No.
You didn't see any of Fresh Prince.
No,
Oh,
I
that's right. You
watched
never
it.
watched Fresh Prince. Yeah.
Never.
Well,
I don't like
You
Will
never
Smith.
saw Empty
Never
Nest?
liked them.
You never
Fuck
watched
'em.
Empty Nest? I don't even know what that is.
You missed out. It was a spinoff of Golden Girls.
Fuck that.
Dr. Harry
corny shit.
Weston and his
No.
children.
That's wild that you never
Definitely
saw
not.
that.
Coach.
You never saw Coach?
No.
With Dauber and Craig T. Nelson.
Designing Women.
I know of all of these shows. I'm a pop culture savant. I'm not proud to not know.
But you never watch Home
I
Improvement?
never watched these shows.
America's
Maybe
Funniest
I
Home
saw
Videos.
parts. I never watched. I was never into it. I watched America's Funniest Home Videos.
Okay, there you
Yes.
go. So that's network.
But it's not like I never watched scripted TV.
We got laughs from coast to coast.
I didn't watch
And
scripted
make you
TV.
smile.
I watched it.
Cosby Show.
Sports.
Everything's corny.
And
Everything's
MTV
corny if
and
you
shit
didn't
like
watch it.
that.
I love
Cosby
it.
Show.
That's my favorite thing about you over the last 20 years of knowing you. If you don't
I saw
know it,
one
it's
episode.
corny.
I saw one episode like 5 times, and it was when Malcolm Jamal Warner was rapping.
Right.
Jamming, I'm the one. Jamming, I'm the one. I saw that
Or
episode.
the one where they're
3
all
times.
dancing in the living room.
Spot, give me a different
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Pick
I
a
saw-
year from like the
I
late
saw that.
90s. Pick a year like best shows of 98. And that might be a year that you and I don't relate to because you were in college having fun.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I mean, kind of a loser. I would watch everything.
I wasn't watching that shit. I was on my phone.
All right,
with my
top rated
girlfriend.
shows of 98, 99. ER.
Nope.
Watched it.
Never
Friends.
watched it.
Watched
Never
it.
watched it.
Friends.
Never watched it.
Frasier.
Never watched it.
Watched it.
Never watched it.
Monday Night Football. Oh.
Yeah.
Veronica's Closet. Watched it.
I didn't know what the fuck
with,
that is.
That was with Kirstie Alley.
Never watched it.
Touched by an Angel. Watched it.
Never watched it. I don't know what that
Home
is.
Improvement. Watched it.
I've
Everybody Loves Raymond. Didn't watch. NYPD Blue. Watched it for Dennis Franz's butt. Law and Order.
I just proved my point.
No,
We
Drew-
tried.
oh, Drew
Lonnie's so
Carrey
wrong
show.
about all of it.
Drew Carrey Show. Watched it.
There's only 2 shows I didn't know. It was the one with Kirstie Alley, Veronica's Closet. I don't even know that shit.
Did you watch Becker with
No.
what's his name?
But the
Ted
point-
Danson.
I-
Handsome
there's a
Ted
point.
Danson.
He's saying that I can never like get on anybody for not knowing. I'm very well aware of these shows and who's in them, and I know the pop culture references of these shows. I just
Loved
did not
Herman's.
watch them.
Herman's Head. I love that show. That was a Fox show where it was the guy, and then you had the 4 people living in his brain, and they would go. They would
Yeah,
interact.
no, but I think I proved my point, Spot, because the same way Covino didn't know any of the shows from the early 90s, I knew none of the shows from the late 90s.
I never watched them.
No, but I'm saying I think you hit a stage where you're in college or in your 20s and you're like, yo, I'm not watching primetime TV anymore. Then you start watching again when you're an adult. The end. Move. Off.
I
Out.
remember my college roommate was really into West Wing, so we would watch that.
Yeah, these are shows I have no clue
We
about.
would have-
So I'll back up Covino. Take your years from 18 to 25, and I can promise you that's your weakest reference point to like primetime shit.
I remember it was Wednesday Wings Days, so we would watch West Wing, and then the local bar would have like a wing deal. So we would go to the bar afterwards and eat
Fuck
wings
that,
and drink
dude. I was
beer.
at baseball practice and shit. I wasn't fucking.
Yeah, no,
That's why I was so
sitting there
fat.
eating SpaghettiOs, watching this corny shit.
He's right. He's right about that. Now you start naming shows from like 05 or 07 or something. I probably know every single one of them because I was then
You're back in the
older
saddle.
and I'm back like at home and have an apartment or a house. Like, but there's that window in your life. Just remember that if you don't know something, there's
We
a good
all
chance
have that.
If you don't know something, there's a very good chance it's in your high school senior year to 25. That pocket.
Empty Nest. Obviously, I've heard of the show, but I didn't know it was a spinoff to the Golden Girls.
Yeah,
I didn't.
no, I mean, like I knew all those because those couple years difference. with
Gabe
us.
says Covino looks like a wings guy. I was a wings guy. I loved Wings. The TV show Wings, the comedy. You ever see it on
No.
NBC? Oh, it's fantastic.
No.
Took place in the Nantucket Airport. Loved it. By the way, there's some breaking news. We can get to it later.
Is it Will Smith related?
No, it's
Oh, by the way, can I before you get to the breaking news?
yeah.
I was very into DVDs in this stage of my life. Watching
Movies,
DVDs, watching movies, building my
That's
collection.
good. That's okay.
So I was very much into movies and collecting DVDs, and very much into watching as many movies as possible. So I didn't watch that.
You brought up a good point.
I was aware of it. I get mad at people that aren't aware of things.
You know, it's very interesting because you just brought up a whole separate angle that makes a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, I was watching
Every
movies
guy
with
I know,
girlfriends.
I had a rack in my living room of hundreds of DVDs, which means at that stage of my life, you're right. I was like, Becker, Empty Nest, no thanks. I was probably watching like Morgan Freeman, Along Came a Spider, like random shitty 2000s movies.
I
Like,
was trying to get into some movies.
What's
I was way into
if
movies.
it was like a Tommy Lee Jones movie on a Best Buy rack for $9.99, I probably added it to my collection.
I was like,
$5. The $5 bin at Target.
I remember buying Stakeout on DVD because it was like $3, and another Stakeout with Rosie O'Donnell and Richard
I
Dreyfuss.
was watching all kinds of shit.
So yeah, you were watching movies, bro.
From Mystic River to, was it called The Thomas Crown Affair?
Yeah, great
all
movie.
those.
Oh, great movie.
Thomas Crown.
Rene Russo.
Oh man, I was
Rene
watching. If I had it on
Russo-
DVD, I'm watching it.
Rene Russo in the 90s was so hot.
See? So there it goes. It makes sense.
All right,
I wasn't taking pride in that.
Speaking of movies, the breaking news coming out just now. Bruce Willis is
Yeah, I saw that.
stepping away from acting. He has a brain condition, and he's decided to step away. He has aphasia, which apparently is a neurodegenerative thing. So he's losing his ability to communicate.
That's
and
sad,
is
man.
deciding to step away from acting.
Really? That blows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
67 years old.
Oh,
If you want to add to the sad,
I don't even know what that is though.
Yeah, it's a
What is
condition.
that?
It's a condition that robs you of the ability
Is it
to
as bad as
communicate.
alopecia?
No.
Okay.
It can affect your ability to speak, write, and understand language, both verbal and written. It typically occurs suddenly after a stroke or a head injury, but can also come on gradually from a slow-growing brain tumor or a disease that causes progressive permanent damage, parentheses, degenerative. Can never say that word.
Degenerative.
His family went to institute. Thank you. We are moving through this as a strong family unit. Wanted to bring his fans in because we know how much he means to you as you do to him. As Bruce always says, live it up, and together we plan to do just that. So with all the family, look at him.
that stinks, man.
Yeah,
See, when you guys were watching Empty Nest, I was hanging out at Planet Hollywood
great.
with my hot dates,
So
watching some cool Bruce Willis movies.
poor Bruce.
Even though I was never a big Die Hard guy,
I saw
but man, that's sad. I'm sorry to hear
Die
that.
Hard movies. There was 3 of them. Well, there were more than 3, but the 3 from our childhood were all fantastic. Die Hard 2, and then Die Hard 3 with a Vengeance. That might have been.
I liked like gang movies and stuff. Thought I was a badass. That's when I was hard.
Die Hards were great.
Die Hards were fantastic. Same with like Lethal Weapons. You didn't watch all the Lethal Weapons and
Nah,
know if
bro.
I've
You
seen
ever
all the
watch
Lethal
Clockers?
Weapons.
and all the.
You ever watch Juice?
What happened in Lethal Weapon 3?
Carrey.
When did Rene Russo come in? Speaking of,
And then Beverly Hills Cop. You saw those with Eddie Murphy.
Rene Russo in the 90s.
Those are more my speed.
Way back. But everybody has their thing. Everybody, if anything, everybody has that phase of life. It's going to be different for everybody depending on how old you are, where you were rocking your big boy pants and you were independent. So you weren't at home watching these corny ass shows.
Yeah. In other sad news, if you want to get sad out of the way, there's like a pop band, The Wanted, and I know a while back their lead singer's like, I have an incurable, I think it was an incurable cancer or tumor, and he's like, a guy was given a death sentence. It was like a very sad situation, and apparently Tom Parker is his name, and he passed away today. But I mean, I can't imagine being he was. Spot, look up how old this guy was, because he was like a young, handsome guy with a wife, and just one of those situations where out of nowhere is like, yo, you have a deadly disease and we really can't help you. You have very limited time. Like, imagine knowing
he was
that.
33 years old.
33 years
when
old.
he died.
Dang. Sucks.
That's a
okay, now I'm fired down.
Life sucks.
He announced in 2020 that, glioblastoma, so brain cancer. Suffered a seizure.
Sucks, yeah. But I think he didn't know anything was wrong until he had like a seizure. Then they're like, yeah, you're gonna die.
All right,
like,
well,
what?
Sad story.
And that usually, honestly, that comes for you quickly. Like you don't have much time to live with that.
Hey, Rich, since we're talking about entertainment, why don't you tell everybody about the show that just pleases everyone?
There's a show.
From grandkids to grandma.
From grandkids to grandma.
Which
from
is
husband
rare.
to wife, from aunt to uncle.
We teased it yesterday.
To
Sorry,
neighbor
I
to
talk too much.
You name it. There's not a person on earth that won't enjoy this show. I've never seen a show in my life on Netflix, Hulu, network television, Disney, Amazon. I've never seen something that you could watch with the whole family. You might say AGT,
It's a good
Idol.
answer, though. AGT is a good answer.
That is a good answer. There are shows that you could watch, but
back in the day, America's Funniest Home Videos.
Those are also like
rest in peace, Bob Saget.
Those are also, we're naming a bunch of like 2-hour with commercial shows like AGT. What is it on? Like Idol or Bachelor? 2 hours, 3 hours at a pop.
You know, Steve Harvey claims that he had some sort of variety show or contest show like that, and they stole the exact concept from him and his production crew.
I believe it.
I forget the name of it, but
it's possible.
Steve Harvey tells the story of, he learned a lesson because he didn't have the rights. He didn't know the business enough to protect himself, and they stole that show straight from under his feet.
By the rights.
No, he had, I forget the name of the show, but it was like Steve Harvey's like extravaganza.
Want to know the rest?
Hey, by the rights.
By the rights.
How bizarre.
How bizarre.
Steve Harvey, AGT.
By the rights.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
But that dude would have had a $1 billion franchise.
Already is like a $1 billion franchise. Steve Harvey.
How America's Got Talent took Steve Harvey's idea. It came right up on YouTube.
Wasn't America's Got Talent a
Nah, you're thinking X Factor.
British? Wasn't there Britain's Got Talent, or did it start in America?
It's a good question.
It was called Steve Harvey's Big Time.
I'm going to agree with Tony Moriello.
I agree with that guy
This
a lot.
is a close second because American Idol is fantastic for the family to watch. Lionel Richie, as he said, is a national treasure. Katy Perry's likable. Luke Bryan, I think that's the best crew they've had since the original Simon, Randy, and Paulo. Like,
remember
American Idol, Spot, I know you've been watching it, right?
I have loved and adored this season.
I'm going to respectfully disagree and say AGT would be a better answer.
Remember when I said recently that I miss seeing Simon Cowell destroy people's dreams?
Yeah.
That was a fun element, but it's also nice to see. And they still critique people.
Well, they're still critical.
They still like their big critique is always like, you're not ready, or like
They told Aretha Franklin's granddaughter, like, yo, we love you. Like Katy Perry and everyone's like, we love you. You're going through. And Lionel Richie's like, believe me, young girl. Believe me, I don't want to see you crumble.
Yeah, he's
what's
like,
going to happen is you're going to go, you're going to grow, and you're going to come back. So it's a no from me.
Like Lionel Richie.
Like he was all like, I was like, oh, I know.
They all have their thing. Like you can see, like Katy Perry lights up if someone's good. Lionel Richie, like he does like a little head nod, like he's getting into it. And Luke Bryan just sits there looking like Beavis.
But he's great too.
He's just like. But
This
it's really, and there is a lot of great talent, and I think that's another thing too. I think because the show is so popular, they do a good job of weeding out the bad now.
American Idol.
So everyone that comes in that room is of a certain level where you're like, they're good. But
Spot's right. It's so good right now. Like there was a time where I thought American Idol.
Snooze alert. I'm not buying it. Not.
It's good. I've cried. I've cried many a Sunday night
we have
watching the show.
Two people in the room telling you that American Idol was.
I got two people in the room disagreeing with me all the time.
American
like yesterday
Idol.
when we were talking about the NFL.
American Idol 20 years ago.
Right.
American Idol 20 years ago was revolutionary and awesome. Then there was a time where American Idol was unwatchable and stunk. Now, what I'm saying is right now, American Idol is very watchable. Again, in fact, it's heartfelt. Lionel Richie has an incredible way of relating to these kids and people. Katy Perry, it's just a good show. They produce it so well. Spot's right that it went from revolutionary.
If you're not into singing, right?
What?
If you're not into singing, then it's not fun for grandkids to the grandparents.
Which is why that's not my answer. But
AGT
it's number two. It's number
is
two.
I think variety
no
of
one wants to watch
talents where
dancers.
It's not just dancers.
But
That's
no
the
one
fun part about AGT. It could be anything.
I think you can but I think you can appreciate the talent and the ability, and like, it's not all about the sob story. It's not all about the drama. Sometimes you're just like, this is good talent, and I can't wait to see what this person's going to do. Or I can't wait to see what they're going to say or how they're going to do competing against other people.
Yeah, it's American Idol, Spot's right. It's better than it's been in at least a decade. Like, I agree. American Idol went from revolutionary, wow, this new show, Kelly Clarkson, who are these people? Carrie Underwood, Daughtry. Then it stunk for a decade. I agree with you. It stunk. But they captured something again.
There's a lot of talent out there.
And it's fantastic. That's
Talents are like big titties, though.
There's a lot out there.
Like, what are you going to do with them?
No, but it's just a fun watch.
So what do you do with it?
Still a fun watch.
Okay.
Flop it around and lick it.
A lot of people got talent.
Yeah, still a fun
Do
watch.
they have the X Factor? That's another good show.
Yeah. But I don't like those shows because it's like, yeah, there's a magician, there's a dancer. I think
like
that's
that.
ridiculous.
I like that.
That's the worst. I want to see just singers.
I can't slide my penis in between talent, but I can like toss it around a little bit.
What are you doing? What are you saying?
He said it's like talent's like big titties.
Oh.
There's a lot of it.
I was like, what is he
There's
saying?
a lot of it. But what makes them special? There's a lot of talent out there, guys. Newsflash, a lot of talented people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Do they have it?
Yeah, but it's really a fun watch. That's all.
Okay.
And
I accept your answer.
American Idol will be number two on the board.
So
easily.
what is the number one answer on the board?
The number one answer on the board.
A show that keeps everybody entertained, from the grandkids to the grandparents.
The number one show on the countdown is a show that I watch with my mom and my daughter Emmy.
And everyone was intrigued, huh?
Ben, Sarah.
Ben?
Here, the best part is
Ben thinks he's a dinosaur and he loved it.
It's quick. It's entertaining. It's fun. And when I tell you they hit a walk-off grand salami home run, a walk-off, when they decided to get the host of this show. I think this guy should host every show on TV.
Well, they made it, yeah. They brought in a comedic element.
I mean,
John Davidson?
Yes.
No.
Who?
Netflix. No, Masked Singer is not a great answer, Chris. I'll tell you what, because
Wink
you have to wait for the payoff, and I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait a week or so for the payoff. Like, oh, who's the person in the caterpillar costume? Oh, you got to wait 3 weeks. I don't got time for that. I got bronchitis. The number one answer on Netflix. Is it cake? Is it cake? Mikey Day.
This is a bowling ball, and this is a cake.
I love this show.
What? This show is insane. You are all here because you are all talented
And I love
making
baking
cakes
shows, but
that
still.
look like everyday objects. That is cake. And now that incredibly specific skill can earn you thousands of dollars.
Wow. Exceptional.
I get to ask the best question ever. Is it cake?
I have won a lot of cake competitions, and I always like to win.
What I do is the weirdest thing in the world. Like, there are people saving lives, and I am making cake look like other things.
It's okay.
Let's keep those squeaks down. I'm trying to play chess over here.
I want to prove to people that I'm the best of the best at what I do.
He's fucking fantastic.
Judges,
Green-haired
here's how this
weird guy.
works. Only
He's good.
one of those
Fucking
cans is
unreal.
holding
Looks like an idiot, but
full cake.
it's okay.
What is this, a cake? We're not agreeing. This is
Rich, pull your shoes out again. Are they cake? Oh, Fortune Theme Stick.
Hey, Thurman Merman.
Gave an idiot a machete.
Oh, you're gonna cut it?
That's not a burger. That's a cake.
That's not a toy?
Yo, Ben must have been. Is Ben eating his dinosaurs now?
Yeah.
Because they just opened up a dinosaur that was cake.
Really want to win that money.
That's cake?
Yo.
Man, I should have watched baking shows before I did this.
Mikey Day, the host of the show.
Who is he?
He's from Saturday Night
Saturday
Live.
Night Live.
He's a comedian. He's on SNL. When I tell you, I'm so quick to be like, who's this host? I could do this because we host. So I'm very quick to want to say,
He's funny, huh?
I'm very quick,
Good.
Covino. I'm very quick to want to be like, that person stinks. Because it's usually some handsome person that comes out for a dating show and they're like, welcome to Fantasy Islands. I'm John. You guys singles are here to make some, possibly make some money and find love. It's usually some doofus. No offense. Like Jesse Palmer, like a handsome guy, he's not doing much.
I'm not offended at all.
No, but I'm saying other than being handsome.
If you said Nick Lachey, I'd be offended.
Like Nick Lachey, who flipped out at the paparazzi the other day, rightfully so.
That's why I brought him up. Yeah.
When I see Nick Lachey or Vanessa Minnillo, they're just a good-looking famous person that's like, welcome to Love is Blind. We're going to see if you can find love without actually seeing the person on Love is Blind. They're reading prompter, right? Mikey Day is hilarious. The guy brings a whole element to the show, and the best part about it, Covino, is they'll be like, all right, you're going to make a cake look like a boot. And then they'll be like on the stage.
What's that, a boot? 5
boots. One's a cake, 4 real. So you pause it because they do a close-up. And I'm like, all right, Emmy, which one do you think is the boot? Or which one's the cake? And she's like, I think number 2, Dad. I'm like, Sarah, what do you think? I think it's 3. All right, well, Dad thinks it's 1. Play.
So fun and interactive. That's where you bring the family
dude,
in. And little kids I could see a little kid be like, oh, Dad, it's cake.
Dude,
it's definitely, that's
timeout from.
I'm with you on it.
What a timeout from Bluey, Peppa Pig, Dinosaur Train, a timeout from every kid show. A timeout from...
And Grandma's like, oh my God, I can't believe it's
Richie,
cake.
they make a cake out that looks like a suitcase. Like, yo.
And she's high-fiving the grandkid, and everyone's like, oh, and then you press play again. You're like, sounds like fun. I agree.
These people have like... It's, again, as that one guy said in the preview, it is like a useless but awesome talent. These people, Covino, make cakes that are so good.
Cakes have been a big thing for the past... I know, 10 years.
I know, Spot, but I'm saying,
but the skill, and you know, I'm sure Jordan, you've seen all these shows, Covino, because Jordan watches them.
She watches them.
I love all the baking championships, but this, I will admit, like this show takes a comedic angle to all those challenges.
It's very funny. The
He's much better than Jesse Palmer.
Yeah, the contestants have good personality, and the reality is, you and I. We talked about this a few years ago. The whole rage of social media, where it was like, oh my God, is that a cat? And it looks like someone's about to cut it. It's like, oh, it's not a cat, it's a cake. You knew they were going to go next.
The show derives from a
trend,
a social media trend, where, again, I remember the day we were told about it. Our buddy Beto was like, hey guys, this is going viral. You got to talk about it on ESPN. Is it cake? And we're like, what? I remember figuring out what this was about.
Yeah,
is it a real pumpkin or a fake pumpkin? Oh, it's cake. Is it a boot or a piece of cake? Oh, it's cake.
The reason I bring it up is because there's a lot of great television shows to catch up on. This thing's streaming on every service. But I'm saying
they made a TV show.
Yeah, I'm saying that if you need to watch something with, let's say, grandma's in town, or you got a couple friends over, or your kids are around, the compromise between. Guess what I'm not going to watch in front of the kids? Ozark. Guess what I don't want to watch? Peppa Pig. But you know what everyone could sit and watch and laugh at?
Is a cake.
Emmy, look, there's 5 rubber duckies. One of them's a cake. The other 4 are actual rubber duckies.
Who's to say Emmy wouldn't enjoy Ozark?
It's a fun cake. It's a fun game to play with the ladies too. Like, is it cake? And
she doesn't know what's going on.
Or it's like, yo, guess which one's cake? Oh, you got to touch my balls. Oh, you can make a game of it. Like, whoever guesses the cake.
Welcome to the show. We got 4 women up on the stage. Get a good look.
Which cakes are real?
All right, now turn around. See, that's a show. Is it cake?
Wait, there's a show on Hulu. Guess the cakes, and it's actually just big booties. The judges are hilarious. Yeah, the judges are good.
How about John Dillerman? Gio said.
Is that the #1 show?
Is that a good show for the
family?
Dillerman? No, but kids could watch it like a cartoon. But your mom could be all intrigued by the Dillerman.
The judges do contribute quite a bit. Our SXM pal Michael Yo's a judge on one of the episodes. They have like rotating like comic judges that come in and out, but it's a good show. It's interesting. I think you like it. Let's see.
So that was the big reveal, and I could totally see what Rich is saying. I agree with him. It's probably a great time. I haven't experienced it yet, but I could see the whole family getting involved in that.
Guess those cakes. Cherokee to ass. All right, Covino, it's time for you to guess those cakes.
Yes, it's 4 sets of ass cheeks lined up.
You have to guess which one's your woman.
No. Some of them are real ass cheeks, but one of them's actual cake. Yeah. You kind of sniff?
Hold on now.
Smells like ass.
Who's going to host this? Steve Harvey?
Yeah.
Or Godfrey?
Yeah, both. There's a cake. That's the other version. So
Yeah.
I could see that being a lot of fun. You pause it. Everyone's all excited about it.
Do you think you
Little
could
kids
guess?
are
I
excited.
have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think you could guess those cakes if it was 5 girls' ass cheeks, nothing else, and one of them's Jordans?
Yeah.
But it all same color skin. Like we're talking like everyone's got that Jordan. They match Jordan. They took 5 girls all with Jordan's complexion and they were all like in shape.
Yeah.
It's your time now to guess those cakes. You think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Does everyone watching or listening think that they could guess those cakes of their wife or girlfriend?
You think you could pick out the real cakes and the cakes? Think you would know from the distance?
Because would the real cake have any jiggle to it?
No. See, this show has levels, but it looks fun. It looks fun.
Do you think the ladies could? Do you think the ladies could guess that ween? Guess that peen? One of them's a crawler. One of them's a cake.
So that's the show. It's on Netflix. I've been meaning to check it out, so I'll get around to it. But it does look fun, based again on a social media trend. Is it cake or not?
Is a cake
and
worth
these
the watch?
kids, these bakers, apparently are just next level great. So that's awesome.
It's not necessarily about the cake.
Yeah, it's how good
It's
they can
more
make
about
it.
decorate. Like, the cake, I'm sure, the cake itself, I'm sure, is mediocre.
No, that's the crazy part. I thought so too, Spot. I was like, just gonna make a shitty cake. It's about decorating. Because if you watch the show, as it gets further on, who wins money is like the tiebreakers are always
whose tastes better,
taste test and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And it's like you would think like, oh, it's a funfetti cake. They're going simple. It's always someone that's like, it's a red velvet with a ganache and this and a sprinkle of this, and you're like, oh, they're like really baking. One guy did a cake once where each section was a different flavor, and who's the Artie Lang lookalike? Bobby Moynihan was blown away. He's like, you mean to tell me you made different cakes within the cake? Like, it's a funny show. Ta-da! The end. I guarantee, fun for the whole fam. If you're looking for a family show, very rarely, it dawned on me because we're sitting down. My mom's in town, so we're sitting down. Sarah, myself, my mom, the kids, and I was like, "What do you want to watch?" And I was like, "You want to watch a Disney movie or something?" And then we were flipping through, and I was like, "Hey, let's put on this cake show." It's great. All right. Are they glistening? Are they glistening? That could be the theme. All right.
What are the chances? All right, we're gonna play a game.
Yeah.
Your buddy Chris sent me a news breaking story.
Yeah.
LAPD arrest Will Smith despite Chris Rock's declining to press charges. What are the chances if I click the link that it's going to be a naked black man with his penis out?
Ooh, I think the better question is it going to be wood? Is it going to be
meat spin?
Another video will be meat spin, lemon party.
Is
like
it
what?
going to be it looks like a girl's vagine, but then a wiener comes flying out? Like, what's it going to be?
Oh, that's a good question. Because Will Smith did not get arrested, so it's a clear fake link. What will it be? I'm going to go wood on the end of the bed.
Okay. Click. It's wood.
Wood on the end of the bed.
Naked black guy. Got me again.
Got me again.
Got me again.
You seem too excited to click that link. Please be wood. Please be wood. Please be wood.
Yes. Man, I mean, he's the league leader of naked black men that I've seen, for sure.
You know what I find wild?
Speak for yourself.
What I find wild is that guy is gone. He passed away.
Yeah.
And has no clue that the world knows his penis.
Nah.
Like,
I
God,
mean,
God forbid, imagine Covino.
he was a porn
imagine
star.
Covino passed away and then you became like
Wasn't he?
a penis meme after you died. And it's like, yo, Covino died not realizing he was the number one penis meme in America.
He wasn't really a porn star.
He was
I
known
think
for.
he just took pictures.
But still, people knew his penis, but not to the level they know it now. Imagine not knowing the legacy of your penis.
Want to talk about expectations real quick?
Yeah. Is it
Setting
cake?
expectations is interesting because I don't feel like I consciously do this. I think we all have expectations to do our best.
Yeah.
And that's probably the healthiest way to approach things, right? Well, I'm going to do my best. But do you ever draw a line of like, no, these are my expectations? Like, let's take money into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time I'm 50, I got to be making $500,000 a year. These are my expectations. Like, if you don't make solid, concrete goals and expectations, isn't it harder to reach them? Because you're not really like shooting for anything specifically. It's like you're just shooting arrows otherwise. Like, here, I'm going to shoot the best I can. Ching.
It's sort of like going to Target. It's sort of like going to Target without a shopping list.
Yeah,
like
but
you're
if you
sort of
actually
lost.
have a specific expectation, don't you think you're more likely to hit that target and to hit that goal? And I don't do that. What I do is like, yeah, I want to kick some ass, but I gotta start thinking next level and saying, well, whose ass do I want to kick? See what I'm saying?
Well, I think
we all make that mistake to some degree. How specific are your expectations?
I know whose ass I want to lick.
Whose?
Whose spot?
I don't want to talk about
Whose?
I want to know.
Yeah, let us know.
my wife's.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, good answer. I think, you know what? This is no knock at you.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it comes to goals and expectations, Gary V would disagree with you because I feel like a lot of yours are led with a money amount.
Not at all.
No, because you're always like...
I would
feel
say
like,
that would probably be you. I don't ever even think that way.
Okay,
like, at all.
Fair enough. I always thought that you were like, I want to make this money, and you're always worried about what other people are making.
I don't feel like I think that way at all, and I would tell you if I did.
Okay, then I pegged you wrong.
Hey.
I pegged you as a guy...
And you would know the right way to be pegged.
I pegged you as a guy that very much thinks about like how much am I making versus other people, because you'll be like, yo, this guy's doing this, this woman's doing this guy's doing this. How much you think they're making? Yo,
You're
what do you
the guy
think?
that talks about money all the time. Like, I don't.
Okay.
But I think maybe we should have more specific goals. And I only thought about this because of one reason, and it's one story that's in the news right now. So again, I think that you need a target. Otherwise, you're just shooting in the dark, and you really are just doing your best, which is good, but it's not great.
Are we still talking about pegging?
No. Oh. You kind of threw me off with the whole pegging me good thing.
No, he pegged you wrong.
I pegged you wrong.
Not enough lube.
Yeah, but I want to be pegged good.
Okay.
Well.
If I'm going to get pegged at all. Aaron Hicks is getting backlash. Who's Aaron Hicks? He's a baseball player.
Oh, is this sports?
Nope.
Okay.
He's a baseball player who hasn't played a full season since 2018. Okay, so this is important information that you need to know.
2018.
He hasn't played a full season since 2018.
Oh.
Meaning,
here's some other important facts.
Meaning 2018, 2019, or
no?
Baseball doesn't have but baseball doesn't cross over.
But in 2019 spot,
baseball is not bad. Basketball, football do spot.
I know.
Aaron Hicks.
Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Sports.
Is
it sports?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's a story.
In 2019, Aaron Hicks played 59 games out of 162.
It's interesting you bring him up because Covino's a huge Yankees fan, and that is such a name that you talked about so much for a minute, and then it just fucking went away. So it's interesting. You're right, because that's why he hasn't played. I was like, Covino used to talk about Aaron Hicks all the time.
Aaron Hicks, again, like superstar potential center fielder for the New York Yankees, right? Aaron Hicks hasn't played a full season since 2018, where he played 137 games at 28 years old. This is just information that you need to know to understand the story. In 2019, he played 59 games. I mean, he missed over 100 games that season. In 2021, last year, guess how many games he played?
2020, he didn't play during the COVID year?
No.
At all?
No. So guess how many...
Did he dip away on purpose, or was he injured? Like
he was injured. Yeah.
Oh,
he's been injured.
Jesus.
Now he's 32. How many games do you think he played last year?
40, 25.
32. And he comes out this year and he says that he wants to do something that Derek Jeter, Mickey Mantle, and Babe Ruth haven't even done for the New York Yankees.
Can I guess?
Sure.
He wants to play in all 162.
No, that's good though. That's good.
He wants to...
Okay, so
something
what do you
that Jeter?
think that Jeter, Mantle, and Babe Ruth have never done? But
Hit,
Aaron Hicks
hit over 300 and hit over 30 home runs. No, because Babe Ruth's probably done that.
Eat more than 100 hot dogs. No.
Actually, something only 2 Yankees have ever done.
Is Aaron Hicks like a quick guy?
Yeah.
Does he want to like steal bases? Does he want to do do you want to be a 30-30 or 40-40 guy or something?
30-30.
He wants to be a 30-30 guy.
Only 2 Yankees in history, meaning 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases.
Hey, guess who they are?
Yeah.
A-Rod and Ricky Henderson?
Nope.
For the Yanks.
0 for 2.
Ooh. All right, hold on. I'll figure this out. 30 stolen bases, 30 home runs for the Yanks.
You'll get one of them. You won't get the second.
For the Yankees. Not Burnaby.
No, that's a good answer, though. Bernie Williams could have been that guy. But I don't think that was his goal. Yeah, I think Bernie Williams was the type of guy that said, I'm going to do my best. Had he set this expectation and he made it clear and drew a line, I bet you Bernie Williams could have went 30-30. See, this is the difference. This is what I'm trying to say as we learn together. I think we all have goals to do great things.
Alfonso Soriano.
Soriano's one of them.
I don't know the other guy, though. Soriano was a 40-40 guy, right?
Bobby Bonds, Barry's dad.
Bobby. All right.
Bobby Bonds did it in 1975 in his lone year as a Bronx Bomber. Soriano did it in 2002 and 2003.
Willie Randolph was not hitting bombs, Jason.
See, that's the thing, Jason.
Yeah,
Willie Randolph was a quick dude.
But he was not hitting 30 bombs.
He would hit 7 at the most.
Like 10, maybe. Yeah.
So it's a great goal for baseball players. There's only been one 40-40, right? Or did anyone else get it?
There's been a couple.
Jose Canseco was the first.
Jose was the first, but
I feel like other people have done it, but I can't think of who.
I believe 40-40, a couple guys.
That would be 40 home runs, 40 stolen bases.
A-Rod did it, no?
I don't remember. So where did my line of thinking go?
Your line, I tell you what it went.
It went from...
How can you have such big expectations when you...
Yeah, I mean... I'm like, the guy played 30. He's always hurt. So how in the world is the guy going to go 30 for 30, 30-30, 30 for 30? If he's hurt all the time. But I'm like, all right, well, he's setting a goal, and he's setting a specific goal. So even though I don't think he's going to get there, man, he's pretty confident that he could. He's talking a big game, and that's always positive, right? He's sending positive vibes out there. And I think the more specific you are about the goal, the greater chance of you achieving it are.
Ooh.
At least that's what I'm thinking. I mean, you're also setting yourself up to fail, and you need to keep your expectations realistic. But if you don't have a goal, then where the fuck you at?
All right, so here's your answer, by the way.
Yeah.
4 guys are in the 40-40 club.
Jay-Z.
We said Jose Canseco.
Jose Canseco.
I got it right with A-Rod and Alfonso Soriano.
Oh, wow.
But he was 40-40 for the Nationals. He was 30-30 for the Yanks. And the other answer? Barry Bonds.
Ah.
Talk about near misses. You want to hear a near miss? In 2002, Soriano had 39 homers, 40 stolen bases. And Vladdy Guerrero also had 39 homers, 40 stolen bases. So those guys were 1 home run shy of 40-40. But a tough club to be in.
It says, this is from sportscasting.com or whatever. Well, no one can accuse Aaron Hicks of aiming low ahead of his 7th season with the Bronx Bombers. And this is what he says to wrap it up. I wanted to hit the ball in the air and take my chances with that. Now it's like I want to get more hits. I want to utilize my speed. I want to bunt more. The last time I did all this in one season was in 2017, and I almost went to the All-Star game, Aaron Hicks. So again, he's setting expectations high. It's a great way to start. It's a great outlook. But my question to myself, and I posed to you, was, well, how often do you set like realistic and like clear, concise expectations?
I know what you're saying. Spot, are you following that? Is
like
it,
if you
is
and
it
I
good
said,
to set unrealistic goals?
I want 10,000 Covino and Rich subscribers.
New ones by tomorrow.
By 2023. Don't you think by setting that specific goal, we have a greater chance of achieving it than saying, let's just keep doing our best? And
You need milestones and
but you're
things
saying,
to
so
work.
matter of fact, like people don't really talk about it.
You need to work towards goals. That people set goals.
But what
and
about
people set, like,
goals?
Do good.
To back up what you're saying, though,
but like
how realistic does your
specifics.
goal need to be, Spot? This guy hasn't played a full baseball season in 5 years, and he's coming out saying, I'm going to be a 30-30 guy, and I'm going to,
Sometimes putting something out into the... I mean, you do need to set realistic goals, and you need to also set step goals. Like, you can have an overall major goal, right? Like we can say we want the three of us can say we want 1 million subscribers to Covino and Rich.
Yeah, but that's not a realistic goal. That's a stupid goal.
But you could say, okay, we need to reach 1 million subscribers by X amount of time.
But much like Aaron Hicks,
how do you know
the potential's there?
I disagree. The
potential's
potential's
there.
That's not a goal.
But
that's
you need to no, that could be a goal.
Oh, you said pipe dreams.
Listen to me. Let me finish.
Okay.
1 million subscribers could be our overall life achievement goal, but you need to set realistic steps in between. So you could say, all right, so we want to reach 1 million. We first need to reach 50,000. So what do we need to do to get to 50,000 to make that milestone? Then once you get to 50,000, all right, now I need to set a milestone of 100,000.
I don't like unrealistic goals because
and
I think what happens
200,
is,
and then 3. You need to set steps.
I'm going to tell you
so
why.
mini goals to your overall goal, and that might be an extreme example, but it's doable.
Unrealistic goals are bad. I'll tell you why. Because what they do is they discourage you, because what happens is you very quickly realize you fail. Like if you were to say, you know what I want to do? By the time, let's say you're a younger guy, and you're like, by the time I'm 40, I want to have $1 million in assets. Or I want to have $10 million in assets. Like if you set a goal
it's like Dave Castillo, the $10 million man.
Yeah.
You know why I call him that? Because he specifically said, I want to be worth $10 million.
But you need to set...
It's very specific.
You need to create a plan and a pathway and set sub goals along the way that you need to meet.
Why don't you do that? You're like the backbone of what we do.
Well, I think we need to do this as a team because I can't just make a plan if you're not on board with it.
No. But you're so matter of fact. I'm coming here.
Yeah, he's
feeling
saying
like I
that. He's saying
discovered,
that.
like,
Wow,
oil.
do
Like,
everyone
wow.
have these goals? And you're saying
you're so
you're
matter of
making
fact.
it-
Like, yeah, of course. Then why don't we do it?
Give me
then?
one of your goals. If they're so matter of fact, what's one of your personal goals?
A personal goal?
Well, a personal or professional goal. If you're saying it's so matter of fact,
I'm
like
telling
everyone's
you,
got 'em.
I gotta get paper. You know,
Like a
pen
goal,
to paper, and
like
figure it
a
out.
goal to grow our audience. You guys go on other podcasts. Can I do that? No, you need to do that.
But that's your goal to get on another podcast?
That's a step along the way to grow the audience.
No, but what Covino's saying is, if it's
It's a
so matter of fact,
it's
does
a
everyone
pathway.
listening and watching right now, does every single person
The goal
be like,
would be more subscribers, right? A pathway to that goal is doing certain things.
The goal isn't more subscribers. The goal is 20,000 new ones by next year.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
that's unrealistic?
Or, I'm just giving a number.
But I'm saying,
10,000,
like,
you know what I
I
mean?
think the minute you make a goal unrealistic,
Yeah. I wasn't trying to be
oh
unrealistic.
no,
I'm
but
just saying,
I'm saying
trying
the
to be
minute you make a
specific.
goal, in my mind, just
Yeah.
to
Aim
go
high.
with the story, I feel like in life, relationships, family, work, anything. If you make a goal unrealistic, I truly feel like that's when you get off your goal path. Because if you were to say, let's say you're a fat guy, you're like, I'm going to lose 100 pounds by, and you don't give yourself enough time. Or if I said, Covino, you know what? I'm going to get a 6-pack by May 1st. I'm giving myself like a month and a half. No way I'm going to get a 6-pack unless so what I'm saying is, I think you've got to be realistic, because if you're not realistic.
But you see how that's by being so specific though helps you achieve that more, because you're focused on it's like going on vacation, like that date you're focused on.
It's those people. It's those people that write those like $1 million checks to themselves, you know. And they're like, someday I'm going to cash this, and they.
Jim Carrey did that of all people, right?
Right.
Jim Carrey, yeah.
And they stare at that check, and they're like, someday I'm going to cash this check, and that's almost like it's a combination of law of attraction, putting it out into the universe.
Well, I am
and
thinking some of that a little bit.
Motivating yourself to achieve that goal.
Jimmy says it's called the transcendent goal.
I don't think...
I do agree with Rich, though, man. It's got to be realistic.
I think Rich is being a little defeatist.
He said you're being a little defeatist.
Like when I set out to lose weight and get in shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a specific weight in mind. I mean, my trainer was like, all right, I think we can get you to 200 pounds. And we worked towards that. I never made it, but I still got in shape and lost weight. I was just above it.
That's tough because
I was
muscle.
like just above it.
Yeah.
I was like, I was like kissed the 200 mark, but never made it. But my whole body changed.
Weight's a difficult one.
It is,
because
but that's why you have to.
Rich said 6-pack, so that would be more along the lines of realistic, because hitting a specific weight when you got muscle involved and everything else might not even be a healthy goal. So it just dawned on me, like, man, Aaron Hicks is talking a big game. He's probably throwing it out there because he believes in himself, but it's very specific. And the more specific it is, Guess what happens as a result, Rich? When he's on first, he's like, I put it out there. I want 30 stolen bases. There's a greater chance of him going to second, stealing a base, stealing a bag. Because his goal is very specific. And I think
steal taco.
I think all of us should have very specific goals, not unrealistic goals, but the more specific, I think the greater your chance to achieve.
Well, that's why you always
the end. And
always
again,
say,
I'm not trying to quote anybody. It's just something I was thinking about.
Yeah, Aaron Hicks is a good example.
Like fitness wise, right? You always say like having something to look forward to, like your boat trip, or I'm going to Bora Bora in the summer. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a mini goal.
By the way, what an incorrectly named place, because it doesn't seem anything Bora Bora about Bora Bora.
Like chilling over the water, and it was one of those
Bora
little
Bora looks like the greatest place on earth. And Spot's going there for what, 2 weeks?
How long am I going for? 8 days, I think.
Wow. Bora Bora.
Chilling on a net over water. Who's a net?
So when you have a goal, whether it's, like you said, a trip, those are goals that I feel like a lot of people set. Hey, I'm going to the beach. My wife and I are going with our friends to the Dominican Republic in 2 months. Or I'm going on a boys' trip to Vegas and I want to look good by the pool so I could attract some women. Like these are goals that are realistic. Now, life goals?
I think you should always aim
financially?
high.
I mean, say it again, Spot?
Aim high.
I think aiming high is great. I think if you aim too high, though, my only trepidation with this is that if you aim too high, Covino, you'll get discouraged because it's unrealistic and you'll lose sight of the goal completely.
Yeah, you feel
like if I said Covino,
you never achieved the goal.
If I said Covino, you and I, by next year, we need to be making $1 million at least each. That's a lofty goal.
Like there's
and I feel like we'd be letting ourselves down. Now, if you make something more realistic and say, all right, maybe not that.
There's a video floating around of Tom Holland that pops up every so on my feed. I don't know why. It must be in a Tom Holland algorithm. But it's of him like manifesting his life. Like when he was like a young kid promoting something on a red carpet. He's like, yeah, my dream role would be one day to play Spider-Man. And then in another interview, he's like, yeah, my first girl crush is Zendaya. And all these things just came to fruition because he put them out in the universe.
Hey,
he didn't say, he's like, yeah.
I can't be the only
of
one.
all the people that could have been Spider-Man, Tom Holland became Spider-Man.
I don't have the specific ones. Yes, not by accident.
Right.
Dude was focused on that.
Exactly.
And I have goals to be successful, goals to be happy, but like not specific goals like Aaron Hicks. Those are like very painted with a broad stroke. Be happy. Well, what do you mean by that? Right? I want to be happy. Well, what does that mean? I want to be successful. What does that mean? So I got to figure it out. I can't be the only guy.
I like your stance.
Do you have numbers in mind? Do you have these 30 for 30 stats in mind for Rich Davis?
Yeah. There's numbers where I'm like, all right, if we make that amount of money, I'd feel comfortable more than I am now. But again, I hate to focus on the numbers because I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, if we could get back to the money we were making before the pandemic.
Yes. That's definitely
that's a fair goal.
That's definitely a fair goal.
A fair goal is to say within the next 12 months.
And I'll write it down.
Within the last 12 months. Yeah. Within the last 12 months, let's get back to.
Let me add a few zeros here. Hold on.
Said it. You guys, we need to make vision boards. Alejandro, let's get together and make vision boards.
Yeah.
Where we cut out pictures of things and put them on a little fancy board.
What did Jason Momoa say when he was a kid?
Said I'm going to bang Lisa Bonet.
Yeah, he did. Think that was an accident?
I'm Lisa Bonet.
It's fucking funny. That was like his goal.
Like Machine Gun Kelly having a poster of Megan Fox in his childhood room.
Yeah. What did A-Rod say? I want to bang J-Lo.
Like Katie Holmes being about Tom Cruise as a kid.
You gotta, not only do you gotta put it out there, I'm not really focused on the secret, Kevin. That's part of it.
It's part of it.
It's part of it. But I'm saying it gives you something specific to shoot for. Was that saying like, shoot for the stars. If you miss, at least you'll be one of the stars. However it goes.
I don't think that's it.
It's something like that.
shoot for the stars. If you miss, you'll be one of the stars.
Shoot for the moon. If you miss, at least you'll be one of the stars.
Oh, there you go.
Shoot for the moon. No, I'm saying shoot for something specific.
Shoot for the moon.
Fucking
You're a goon.
But if you miss the moon, then you're just like floating in nothing.
No, then you're
What
one
did
of the
Pete
stars.
Davidson do? That's a good question. He's like, I'm going to bang every hot girl in Hollywood, even though I'm a fucking mutant. You'll see.
He's just like, I think he
No, he like stumbled.
He like stumbles into great places. Like, hey, you know, like
he's the guy that's like, well, I didn't know there was he's the guy that shows up at the bar the one night they're having like a wet t-shirt contest. And he's like, oh, I'm here. That's weird.
The expression is like, oh, he stepped in shit. Like that dude just keeps stepping in shit.
He's the guy that's he's the guy that walks in where it's like, where a girl's like, I just dumped my boyfriend. No, my boyfriend just dumped me and I just need to fuck a random dude. And he's like, hey, what's going on?
By the way, we're going to talk about Pete Davidson next. But if you have any other thoughts, and this may be obvious to some people, I understand that. But I mean, I'm sitting with 3 people right now that I know that their goals, because their goals are probably my goals too, are not very specific. So, hey, good luck, Aaron Hicks.
Agreed.
Good luck, Aaron Hicks.
Agreed. I think that goals are great to have. I think everyone needs
specific goals.
Specific goals, more specific.
Everybody has goals.
Then there's a part of me that's like, I don't know, man. It's like, should your goals lean work? Should your goals also say, well, you know, work's not everything? Should your goals be?
You should have goals for every facet of your life.
Every facet of your life.
Yeah, and
Or
I'll
do you
give,
feel
I'll
like
give you an
goals are-
analogy
do you-
as to why. Ready? I could say, yeah, my goal is to go on vacation. That goal's horse shit because it's not specific. If my goal was, yeah, man, I'm going to Italy. Guess where the fuck I'm going? I'm going to Italy. See, that's the difference. That's the analogy. Yeah, I'm going to, hey, I'm planning, I think I might go on vacation end of April. That's horse shit. That means nothing. If I say I'm going to Italy at the end of April, I'm going to Italy at the end of April.
Hey,
so if we're like,
Bazoo.
yeah, Covino and Rich, man, we're going to do a great show. That's not specific. Like, what is that? That's nothing.
What are you doing to get to Italy?
We got to be specific. I'm preaching to us.
You could just go have the tour of Italy at Olive Garden.
To everyone, you need goals. If you don't have goals,
You know why
Then where
our
the fuck
social
you
media
at?
numbers suck? We don't have a specific goal.
I agree.
we don't have a goal.
Yeah.
What's your goal?
Because I guarantee you, you ever look at someone's social media and you're like, they got $150,000, 150,000 followers? Guarantee you their goal is like, I got to get to 100,000. Guarantee you.
I also guarantee they paid.
And
for
they're
it.
on that hustle constantly. Like, man, I need more.
I don't know. I don't know if they paid for them, Spot.
Nah,
Some
but there's
people just
also-
find a way.
They're on the hustle for it.
There are certain people that like
They want it bad enough.
it, but
That's
it's
their goal.
Social media is tough because there are certain people that set goals and they do stuff to achieve those goals and don't achieve those goals, and then there are other people that post a video of their ass bouncing up and down and they get those things for not wanting to achieve it.
So anyway, everybody be on the lookout for Aaron Hicks because he's got the potential. If
And he
he's
set the
healthy,
goal.
and he set the goal and he's being real specific about it. And,
Look at the
people feed
Dodgers.
off of that. People feed off that.
Look at Dave Roberts, the Giants manager, said we're winning the World Series this year.
Yeah, that's
And that was bold, but you know they're stacked, and the Dodgers are a favorite. But he was like, "Yo, I'm not mixing words. My goal and the Dodgers' goal, we're going to win the World Series this year."
very specific.
You sort of almost have to
looking
admire
for a
that.
great season. Yeah, hey man, one game at a time. It's all horse shit. It's all horse shit when you really think about it. So the end just got my mind thinking a little bit.
No, I
you know,
agree.
you mentioned Pete Davidson. I know he's in the news.
Well, you know what it is. I also
pretty
think
interesting,
I always
Pete
think
Davidson.
of goals, and I'm like, I always think of goals, and then money inevitably comes up, and you're like, well, is there an amount of money that would make me happy? And I'm like, well, I'm happy now. So would more money just make me happier? But you got to continue to make more money. Then you're like, I don't know. I'm always confused about
Money doesn't make anyone happier.
But then I'm like, hey, it's like I'm happier now than I was a year and a half ago.
Let me ask you
And I
this.
made more money
Would
a
you
year
have
and a half
more
ago.
money or more people listening to your show?
What?
Would you rather have more money or more people?
To more money. I don't care if 2 people listen.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not in this. I don't care to be famous at this point. I'm
not
married with
about
kids.
famous.
If I
I'm
was
not
25.
I do this for so that people like appreciate our show.
Oh, if 2 people listen, I wouldn't give a shit. Yeah, I don't care about that at all.
Interesting.
I don't. Well, because
Different goals.
I used to care about people listening and wanting to be quote popular because I wanted to get women. I'm married with kids. I don't care about the popularity of our show. I care about the success of our show. Does that make sense? There's a difference.
But doesn't popularity equate to success?
Not always. Not always. I don't know. So your question was, would I rather more people listen to our show or make more money? And the answer is make more money. No? You'd want more people to listen.
Yeah.
Than make money.
Yes.
You think I'm putting my heart out there every day with my opinions
for three people?
For three people?
But if I told you,
you think I bring my passion, this thought that I had, you think I'm like sitting there thinking, oh, what can I make of this Aaron Hicks story for 2 people?
But if I told you for every 1,000
I want to
listener,
interact and hug a lot of people.
I want an ocean of people to listen to the show. It scares me. You know?
Then I should have stayed with the morning mashup based on your theory.
No. I mean, I don't know if you wanted to.
No, based on your theory.
Shit. Yeah. You don't. My theory is to have as many people listen as possible.
Based on your theory, more listeners.
Yeah, if you wanted, like, you weren't doing anything of substance.
I had way more listeners.
Yeah, but no one knew you. You're fucking talking about.
I mean, it's a way more popular show. It just, we made more money.
Then go back to that.
But I'm telling you, the reason I chose Covino and Rich over the morning mashup was money. Not listeners. If I wanted the most listeners, I would have stayed on the morning show on the pop channel of Sirius XM. So isn't my answer obvious? I'd rather make money.
I think you're with us because not everybody could do this. Anybody could do what they do on the morning mashup.
I mean,
no one's tuning into the morning mashup for the morning mashup. They're tuning in to listen to pop music. People tune into you to listen to you.
But what I'm saying is, you asked me what's more important, listeners or money? And I said, money. Because if listeners, then you would just choose the platform in which you had the most ears and eyes. Right?
I don't know. I put my heart out there every day.
I mean, think about it.
People fucking hear it.
What do you think?
You can't say the money that doesn't make you happy, and then say this. It
does. The money does make you happy. That's why I did it.
You just said it didn't. But now
I'm saying how much more money would make you happy? So success in the movie world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to be the person that's like, I'm in the blockbuster action movie, or the really good artsy movie?
I'd want as many people to see it as possible, because what am I doing it for? It's like if you're an artist, right? You're fucking painting on this canvas for people to see it.
I get it. Yeah, I see
if
both
you're
sides.
baking a fucking cake, a real one, you're baking it for people to eat it, not for one person to look at it.
Cake?
So when I do this, yeah, I would want as many people as possible to see, and otherwise I'm wasting my time. That's where my frustrations come, but it's not all about the money. But I mean, money's important. I'm not saying that money's not important.
Yeah, money is important. I just think that when you look at a guy or a woman that's in movies that are more low key, but they're like, I chose to do this independent, like foreign film.
I mean, that's people who probably have money already.
Money already, yeah.
They're very artsy people. It's like, I'll give you an example. Mr. Wonderful will say things like, 2% doesn't get me out of bed. I need to be a partner.
Action.
I need to be a partner. Otherwise, 2% doesn't get me out of bed. Doesn't excite me. Doing a show for 2 people does not excite me. I need a lot more people to get me out of bed. So,
what is more valuable? This is Lisa said, fame, notoriety, or money. Isn't notoriety negative fame or
yes,
right?
Yes,
is it right? Notorious, yeah. You're
thinking of infamy?
No, notoriety is like you're famous for not anything specifically great.
You're notorious. Or is that the same word? Notorious, notoriety?
So set specific goals is my point. That's the end.
Would you want people in your what's more important to you? Listeners or fans to like you, or people or your peers in your industry to like you? Like, do you want to be the actor that has a lot of fans? Or do you want to be the actor that everyone's like, they're a fucking great actor? Like, there's actors that people make, like for years, the whole joke was like, everyone loved Keanu, but he wasn't like a great actor.
No.
Would you want to be Keanu, or would you want to be like?
This is also the problem.
You know why
I don't want to
Keanu?
get into it because it's probably behind the velvet rope conversation.
I love Keanu.
This is why I spend hours a night hitting people back with the link to our podcast because I want as many people to listen as possible.
I interact too,
and I do it all fucking night. And this is why I promote the show all fucking day. And Rich doesn't care about that. He's motivated by money, and that's awkward
I care
to me.
about it.
That's awkward to me. So with that being said, I'm going to take an unprofessional piss to cool off.
All right, go do it. Let's see. What is more valuable, fame or money? It's a good question. What do you think? What do you think most people in the music world would want? Would they want to play the music that they love for a smaller audience, but they're true to their like rock selves, or like country to the bone? Or do you think they'd rather put out the pop song and become mainstream? I don't know. I think.
but isn't that selling out?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you don't think everyone in every entertainment industry has this conversation? Like, what do you rather be, more popular, more famous, or richer? Because there's people that monetize their shit and they're way more successful than people that with more people that listen or watch, right?
Covino just said the answer's so simple, man.
I heard him say the answer's so simple.
The answer's so simple, man. That's what he said.
It's a stupid fucking question.
What's this? What's stupid about it?
Because the answer's so simple. And you're speaking out of both sides. You said minutes ago, money doesn't make you happy. So if you could have impact on somebody,
I thought he said
make
money.
them laugh, change their life, motivate them, share
money.
your opinions, then yes, having more ears, therefore being more popular, because even though that's not the word that I would want to use in this, having more people is more important because money's not going to make you happy. Having impact on someone's life, having more ears is definitely more important. So, to answer the question, it would be, unfortunately, fame. That's the word you chose. Money doesn't make you happy. We've established this like how many times throughout our life? Money's never going to make you happy.
So answer this then.
So people that you could impact, fame's not the right word, but with your fame, you could have a platform to impact people, to make them smile, to make them laugh, to make their lives better, to change their outlook, to give them something to think about, is way more valuable, and you'll feel the fruits of that more than fucking money would ever give you.
So let's say
It's so obvious.
Let's say I said, Covino, snap your fingers, and every month you get 5,000 more people listening, or $5,000 more dollars in your bank account.
Why can't they go hand in hand?
No,
They do. They do. No, but again, it's like, see, here's where Rich is wrong. And I'm sorry, dude. I'm not saying I have all the answers. I'm trying to figure them out, right? That's why I brought up the whole Aaron Hicks thing. Spot, you brought up working out. If you say, I want muscles, you're never going to get muscles. You have to say, I want to work out for this every day, like you said, to get your muscles. If we're just saying I want $5,000, like that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like,
I know you're saying they'll always be intertwined at the end of the day, but I'm saying if they weren't, do you just rather know that more people are hearing your voice, or that you have more money?
I think in the long run, more people would equate to more money.
That's what you're.
But if you're making
trying
them,
to take that out of the question,
right? If you're completely
completely separating the two, then I think the goal of why you get into this is your career. The goal of a career is to make money. Otherwise, then you're just a volunteer. And if that were the case, I'd do something like help the homeless.
No, but what my point is that they usually go hand in hand in every industry. The more customers, the more people listening, the more people in your restaurant, the more people are always going to equate to more success. But I'm saying if they didn't, and it was just simply, do you rather more people know who you are or make more money? Because it's not a realistic question, because it's never going to be that way. Because the more people know you, the more you're going to make. That's in every industry. The more people go to your restaurant, the more money your restaurant's going to make. The more people buy the shirts you sell, the more money you're going to make. It's a
But the
dumb
chef,
question
the
because
chef
it
isn't
never
really. Not always. Everybody's different, right? But the chef wants people to eat and enjoy his food,
Right.
right? And it does go hand in hand, and more people come. But the goal has to be. The goal has to be, in this case, more people.
Oh yeah.
Because when you focus on the money,
I think
you're never going to achieve the real goal.
I think in 2022, which is where we are now, 2022, that social currency is almost, if not more valuable than actual currency. So getting more ears and more notoriety and whatever, more attention can down the line be more valuable and equate to more money. And I know you're still separating the two, but still can equate to more value.
Yeah, I'm saying if you build it, they will come. We're just saying if you build it, he doesn't care if you come or not, which is bonkers to me.
Because someone's paying me to build it.
Yeah, that's bonkers. Otherwise, why am I
lose
getting
the
out
farm,
of bed?
Ray?
Why am I getting out of bed?
Don't do it, Ray. Sell the farm, Ray.
Because it's all right.
It's not just about
what
money.
you're saying doesn't make sense because
It does.
in real life it'll never work out the way I'm saying it or the way you're saying it. Because in real life, customers, viewers, listeners, patients at a doctor's office, the more people that come to you, whether you're a dentist, a podcast, or a fucking coffee shop, you're going to get more business, make more money based on more consumers. My hypothetical is not real life. Because in no real life scenario, 99% of the time, more people knowing you and more people consuming you is going to mean more money.
But what's important to you is evident and it's detrimental to success.
What's important
to me? It is
me?
because you said you didn't care if 2 people were listening if you were getting paid, which means that the money's more important to you.
If someone
than
told
the actual
you,
path.
if someone told you, Covino, I'm going to pay you,
but the path needed to get there is more people. So the people are more important.
In 2022, which I love saying, in 2022, if we did a free show, right? If we weren't on Patreon, we did a free show. Obviously, having more ears, more listeners would equate to more value. You know why? You have more of a reach, and that is seen as having value. It's having an audience has more value to people, and you can turn that into money.
Right.
If we're putting out a great product and your people are paying money for it, sure, in the moment, that's great, but in the long run, that might not work out.
Specific goals. We could all agree on that for sure.
Because having an audience, I think, is more valuable than having at the time, sponsor.
My point is, if you said Covino,
I'm getting lost in my own thoughts.
If I said Covino,
Lynn wants to know why success has to equal to money for you.
I don't know if that's necessarily the case. It's just I know that.
I would say, you're successful. Both of you are very successful. You don't make as much as some of your peers, but you still are successful in what you do. That's success to me.
I think we've had success. I think it goes up and down.
It does, and it goes up and down for everyone.
But I think that if someone said, Covino, there's a new startup.
Mm-hmm.
It's called I don't know. There was I'll give you a great example. There was a company back in the day.
Holy Shirts and Pants.
There was a company.
Startup.
There was a company back in the day, an international broadcasting company.
RoboBurger, my startup.
Huggies, bro.
There was a company back in the day, an international broadcasting company called Goom Radio. Goom. Goom. Now, I remember
Goom.
There was random New York City radio people that were poached for this company. Goom. And they were paid like
a lot of money.
They were told they got triple their salary, double their salary. Like there were guys that we knew making like $500,000.
It was like foreign. It was like European.
It was a French broadcasting company, and they paid these like, hey, you're on the radio in New York. Yeah.
Our two buddies separately worked there together.
We would like to have
Nico
you
and
be
Albie.
the
Yeah, there were guys that worked at Goom
How do you
Radio.
say
There was a guy, Jeff Z, we used to know.
host.
There were guys that were like, hey.
I think we interviewed there, or we went there. I
We
remember
did.
going there.
We did at one moment. Goom Radio was hey, we'll pay you a ton of money because we just want. They were like a very confused French broadcasting company. It was like, who do we get? We are in New York City. All right, pay that guy. And they would pay these people like $500,000 to leave like Z100 and K-Rock. And all these people made a ton of money for this shit company that had no listeners. So I ask you at this stage of your career, if someone's like, if there was a new Goom Radio and they're like, Covino, fucking Goober Radio, do you want to do it for $500,000?
I would if I believed that.
Let's say you didn't believe in their business plan or anything, but they're like, yeah, but we'll give you $500,000 to do very little work.
Like, but you would still do this because you still want the fame. Like Drew says, wealth with no fame is what he wants. And it's interesting because you can achieve wealth in other avenues.
But he's also in a different industry.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to get
Right.
to. The two of you and myself chose the entertainment industry. And in the entertainment industry, money comes through fame.
Yeah, like, do you want to be a fucking...
So
do you want to be a birthday party clown or like a clown at the circus?
I think you're just. I think
I
you're.
wanna be a clown at the circus.
I think we've had a miscommunication this whole time because I don't think you and
What,
I.
for 16 years?
No, but I don't think you and I disagree at all.
It sounds like you do.
I really don't think we
You
do.
just want money and you don't care about. You just want
It's
people
what
to pay
you said, dude. If you misspoke, because you have I got a word that describes rich. Lagoria. It's Lagoria. You have Lagoria, which is uncontrollable talkativeness. Ricky Medina shared that word with me. He said, I think it describes someone that you know.
Oh.
Here's a new word for you, Lagoria, which is kind of like diarrhea of the mouth. If you said something that you didn't mean, then yeah, of course we could agree more than we disagree.
Maybe something I said came out wrong.
You said you don't care if you were talking to two people if you were making the money. To me, that's just like counterintuitive, counterproductive.
Yeah, right?
For the goal. Because like you're basically saying, I want to be a birthday party clown instead of like being a Vegas
I
clown.
want to be a birthday party clown for like the Kardashians.
Yeah. And I'm saying, no, if I'm going to be a clown, I want a big audience.
For Jeff
that's
Bezos.
The business we're in.
You want to be Jeff Bezos' party clown.
And by the way, that scares the fuck out of me.
Rather
when I see
than-
like a rock star, if I see like Freddie Mercury and he's singing in front of an ocean of people, I'm like, oh my God, that's frightening. Like, the thought of millions of people listening, like I try not to ever think about that. When we filled in for Dan Patrick, there was hundreds of thousands of people listening. I try not to think about
More
that.
than that.
But I know that's the goal.
When we filled in for Dan Patrick,
yeah,
millions of people
listening. So if I think about that scares me. But I know that's what we need for our success.
but he's the morning show on 500 Fox radio stations.
I had some great lame jokes that day.
See? More people heard that than ever before.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, Rich and I's goals are close enough, but it's something to think about for everybody. Remember, again, it was about being specific. The story derived from Aaron Hicks,
You know what I
who
say?
set specific goals to go 30-30 this year for the Yankees. The end.
Let me be the girl in the middle with the tacos. Why not both? Why can't you both achieve?
The point.
Why can't you both?
Everyone wants fame and money. Spot.
Not everyone.
No,
but
Spot, because
but
you're
in this
right. You
industry,
made a
we
good
do.
point. The social currency of just numbers is just as valuable as fucking dollars in today's world.
2022.
In our business. In our business.
2022. That's its value.
In our business.
Yeah. Look at these. Like I look at.
I think I'm jaded. I'll tell you why. Because I see a lot of people on social media with,
don't
like,
look
with a
bald.
lot of followers and a lot of
He
buzz.
said jaded, not Jada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep fucking Jada's name out of your mouth.
Jada.
I think I'm just jaded on this because I see a lot of people on social media that you would think are making money and doing big things, and they're doing jack diddly shit, and they have like 300,000 followers or 1 million followers. And I'm like, these people in real life, they're not making money. So in my mind, if I'm a broadcaster or in any type of business, I just want to make money because at the end of the day, it's your career and you want to make money. So
sometimes-
to me, if you told me, hey, Rich, do you want trade in some of the money you're making and you'll have 200,000 followers on Instagram? I'd say, I don't give a fuck. No, I don't. Because to me, that fame part of it, that's for 20-year-olds. That's for people that are more worried about that.
Fame's not the word, because I don't want, I'm not here for the adulation of people that I don't know or care about. But I'm doing a show
I love
with the goal of as many people listening as possible.
And no one's gonna not want that. I'm just saying, you asked me, would I sacrifice money for that? And I said, no. Who doesn't want more people watching? Who doesn't want more people listening? You want the biggest audience you could get, but not at the price of money, because that's why you work in the first place.
Like, have you heard of a girl named Tinx? Tinx.
No, I know people
in
my real personal life that have a ton of followers on social media, and I'm like, they are doing nothing in their life, and they're broke, and the average person would think they're doing big things.
You heard of a girl named Tinx?
No.
Okay. Well, she just got a show on SiriusXM because she's like known as the internet's big sister. It's like she's on TikTok. She does these videos. She's one of those girls that like holds a little lavalier mic near her mouth and says things.
Yeah.
And like everyone seems to know who she is. All people of a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep seeing it pop up like on social media feeds and like her pop up and people posting about her. And I'm like, I don't understand it, but she has all these followers. And in 2022,
you're missing my point.
That and then it led her to getting a show on SiriusXM. Yeah. It creates popularity. I saw her in a list of like people at the Oscars. I'm like, who is this person? But in today's day and age, that has value.
We need better goals.
We don't disagree. We really don't disagree. I think what it comes down to is like
you just want different aspects of the same thing.
You're equating these things to more opportunities. I'm saying if they don't lead to more opportunities. Yes, of course. If you said, hey, if we 10 times our social media reach, yeah, we'll probably get more opportunities because that means something now. That's not the question. The question originally was, what's more important to you, the amount of listeners or money? And I'm going to say money.
I think clout's just as important in today's world, like Spot says. I really do. To our industry. To what we do.
To what we do.
Specifically.
But that's not
Drew
the
Mack
question.
doesn't do what we do. So he's right. He wants the wealth without the fame. That's a great fucking goal. That's a great answer.
But you're talking
to
realistic.
What we
this
do,
is a hypothetical.
You need to be known. You want people to see you. You want to reach. That reach equals money later on. What we do, if we're doing it for a small audience, might as well fucking not do it. I could text my friends. I could text 2 people. I could set a group chat up and be like, yo, man, fucking Chris Rock, that shit was whack.
I agree with Kevin Perkins. He goes, you guys are on the same page. It's just Samantha's. And then he said, oh, I'm sorry, semantics.
Samantha.
It's just Samantha's.
Yeah,
we're arguing Preston said we're arguing in a circle. I agree because we both want the same thing. You're talking realistic. I'm talking unrealistic because the original question Spot was one or the other. Yes, of course, more opportunities will come your way if you're like, hey, I have 500,000 followers on Instagram. But what I'm saying is,
knock your heads together.
That means nothing to me in real life.
I've been very specific, man.
Well, that was not the question. The question was, what do you want?
Remember the question?
No, because like I'm telling you,
the question all came from specific goals,
right?
But I think there shouldn't be a currency number as a specific goal. The specific goal should be, how many people should we be impacting? And then that money comes as a result. So when your goals are wrong, when your goals are muscles and not the work needed to put into it, you're never going to get to the goal. You have to be specific, but specific about what that specific goal is. Like, it has to be on, we need to impact 500,000 people, not make $500,000.
Can I read a comment from our buddy Josh Crook, our movie extraordinaire, who's off making movies?
Yeah.
He said on the movie side, I think this is a great insight from someone in the industry.
Josh Crook.
Big movies are great when the checks come in. So these big blockbuster films obviously make a lot of money. But if you aren't passionate about it, then it's the hardest job ever. You have to love it even more if there isn't money in it, because money doesn't make it worth it all the time. So it's about
like
your
ESPN.
passion, right?
You hated it.
Hated it.
Hated it.
But you like the money.
Hated it.
But you like the money.
I like the money, though.
So money can't be the goal here.
Money can't be the
So
goal.
I'm saying when I say specific goal, if money is that goal for you, then yes. Specific goal is...
Why not both?
Because if you're focused on the wrong goal, it's not going to come. If you're focused on the money, it's not going to happen. But if you're focused on the specific work goal to get there, then it'll happen. And they say that with working out all the time. You can't spot train. You know, you have to have the goal should be the specific goal would be
spot train every time I go to the gym
every day for 6 months straight.
You can't
belly
just say
fat
and go away.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to spot reduce my belly.
All right, so anyway,
I spot reduced over the last year.
Think about the goals, make them as specific to your needs. That's all.
I have a phone call. You want to take it?
Yeah, sure. Who it be?
And then I want to talk about sex.
Caleb Dribble?
Caleb and his dribbling dribble.
Dibble.
What's up, Caleb?
The dibs.
Hey, Caleb.
Hey, guys. So just want to add a little bit to this. This also goes back to a business aspect as well. The same concept. I used to work in the hotel industry.
Okay.
And our focus was to look at, we provide a service to the customer. We provide rooms to the customer. If the rooms aren't clean, if the customer's not happy, they're not going to come back. It doesn't matter if I charge $100 for the room or $200 for the room. The amount of money for the room is not the factor. It's the occupancy. So you have to have the people that come in. You've got to have the draw by having that customer service and that customer focus to get those customers to come into the hotel. The amount of money doesn't matter. The money's going to come no matter what you do, as long as you're taking care of your base customer. Right. So that's what I see as kind of Covino's aspect of it. He wants to add more listeners, have more customers, and have that focus of a broader aspect of people that are listening to the show. So that, once you get that, then the money's going to come.
Well,
so,
who doesn't, Caleb? Who doesn't want more listeners?
It's the one thing that you said. That's what it is. So if we could rewind and
I
you
said
cut that
I
out,
don't
then
want
that's
more
good.
listeners.
You said you didn't care.
Oh yeah, I don't care. Of course,
but you have to care. That's the point.
You give me a hypothetical. See, you said, do I want more listeners or more money?
Sorry. No, I didn't. You said I don't care
if we have two people listening.
If I have two people listening, as long as the money's coming in.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of how you achieve your goals.
Just the hypothetical was what's more important, money or fame? I answered a hypothetical question and you ran wild with it.
I don't think it was a hypothetical. I think it was where's your head at? I don't think anything about it was hypothetical at all.
I don't think it was hypothetical at all.
Where's the hypothetical? You turned it into a hypothetical maybe later on, but I never made it.
They go hand in hand.
Because I never posed a hypothetical question. I was trying to say, dude, what are... I was trying to ask...
If money is your goal, that's okay.
It is, Spot, but again, it's not... That makes it a harder goal to achieve because the goal has to be specifically
Thank you,
on
Joe.
how you
Thank
get
you.
there.
The feedback saying Rich was given a choice, one or the other, and he chose money.
Yeah, but I wasn't presenting it as a hypothetical. I was presenting it as
Alejandro
where's Rich's
said,
head at?
Alejandro said, I also took it as a hypothetical.
Well, then, two people fucking agree with you.
Yeah, you said money or listeners.
Okay, that's not a hypothetical. I'm trying to see what's more important to Rich. That's not a hypothetical. I'm trying to see what's more important. He said he doesn't care if two people were listening.
What if Jeff Bezos? What if Jeff Bezos wanted to? What if Jeff Bezos said, "Covino, I want to hire you as my personal entertainer. I'm the only one that gets to listen to you, but I'll give you $1 million. You have to stop doing your podcast. You're everything. You're my personal. You just hang out with me.
That's a hypothetical.
You just hang out with me, Steve Covino. I'm Jeff Bezos.
Hold on. That's a hypothetical. That's not what I was asking at all. Do you see the difference, Alejandro and Joe? That's a hypothetical. That's not what I was trying to see what was fucking more important to this guy.
Yeah.
That's not a hypothetical. That's like a fucking question. That's an actual question. Not a hypothetical. To answer that question, man, that's a good hypothetical.
Jeff Bezos, be my personal funny guy.
For $1 million?
5-year contract. 5-year contract, $1 million a year. And Jeff Bezos, you have to you hang with him. He takes you every cool place he goes.
That'd be a good problem to have, right? It'd be a good hypothetical to be debating.
Let me smack some titties.
Yeah, well, I wanted to talk about Pete Davidson smacking some titties.
Your vehicle coverage. To speak with a coverage specialist to go over your options, press 1. Again, please press 1 to speak with a coverage specialist, or press 2 in order to be added in our do not call list.
Your request to be removed from our call list will be fulfilled immediately.
How do you do that? Can you do that for all mine? even my family members. Can you do that, Spot?
How do the telemarketers trick you with like calling you with your old area code and like a number similar to like
this one had a name. They never had names.
Number similar to like your family members. I got one too. Let's see.
By the way, Josh, thanks for listening. Caleb, thanks for the call. That was great insight. Caleb hit the nail on the head as far as what I'm trying to get across. And sometimes there's so much going on in the studio and so many moving parts. I'm not sure if I'm making my point. So thank you, Caleb, Mike Wheeler, Raul. I wanted to talk about titties before we go. Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson demands sex. There's a story about Pete Davidson. And I thought it was kind of funny because it's written, and again, not breaking the glass, but you can't believe everything you read or see on social media. There's a story about Pete Davidson, and it's like, he demands sex every day. It's like, can you read the story? Because then I can give you like my immediate initial thought. Spot, read what you read to me this morning.
I'll show you. Pete Davidson. Wait, that's can't be right because that's this is from this is from Yahoo. Has been demanding nonstop sex from Kim Kardashian. Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian are said to be having the time of their lives.
Well, hold on,
Rich?
first, I did stop Spot right there.
Never felt this way.
Good for him. Good for him. You know what it's like? It's like a running back in the NFL demanding like a lot of money because he knows his career span it could be short. So Pete Davidson is trying to cash in as much ass as he can while he can. Who knows how long this is going to last?
Now I had the time of my life.
Anyway, they're having the time of their lives in the bedroom, but a source has claimed that the Saturday Night Live star just seems to be enjoying the perks of being associated with the famous family. There's more to it than this. Wait, hang on.
Yeah, there was a story where
this was the wrong article, I guess.
Where like so, but then you started asking ourselves this morning, like, who's the sources?
Sources are claiming that Pete Davidson's demanding sex from Kim Kardashian.
Like, who's that source?
Says who? That's a horseshit. Bullshit story.
The 20-year community. Let's see. A source says Pete and Kim are having the time of their lives physically, but like many of his past conquests, Pete is demanding sex nonstop, and there's not nearly as much connection when they're outside the bedroom.
Okay.
The insider
who in the world could possibly know that information?
You
think Pete Davidson's telling anyone that he said, you know, man, I demand sex all the time. If I don't get it, I'm mad. You think he says that to anybody? No.
The insider
maybe someone put it out there just to make Kanye mad.
That Kim is now in love with Pete because she and Kanye were out of sync for a long time before calling it quits, but hinted that the Saturday Night Live star is simply enjoying the perks of being associated with Kim and her famous family. Lots of quotes in that line.
Those are some perks.
Perky.
Man.
So
Pete
perky.
Demanding sex.
How in the world would anyone know that type of information?
An inside source.
Let me ask you guys are my closest buds. Hold on.
Did you say something?
Hold on. I talk to you guys every day. What do you know about my sexual demands? So you're going to tell me Pete Davidson, someone knows his sexual demands with Kim Kardashian?
Some people are a little more open. You're private about this stuff. The Kardashians are not.
Pete Davidson has told somebody, yeah, man, I demand it. And you think Kim Kardashian, who's in love, was like, yeah, he's great and all. He's just demanding so much sex, so much sex from me all the time.
It could have been a limo driver that her overheard Kim in the car, like, yeah, Pete expects it like every day or he gets mad. And then the limo driver's like, well, TMZ. I guess what I heard. I'm an inside source.
I guess it's possible.
Yeah,
I mean, is it possible? Yeah, I guess that's possible that someone overheard some shit or, but I think it's just more speculation. And if it bleeds, it leads. It's just like, what's the word? Salacious horseshit.
Oh, salacious.
Salacious.
I think it's also just connecting the dots on his sexual prowess, and like it's also an assumption like he must be.
Yeah,
like,
it's a total. I think when you see something like that, it's a total assumption, and I feel like Pete Davidson and Kim are like,
look at this.
Like, yeah, they're like open books, like you said, as it is, and then they see something like that, and they're like, where the fuck did they get that from? That's how I feel about it. Like, what are we even talking about? I don't believe it. I don't buy that shit at all. But if it's true, I can't say that I blame Pete Davidson for cashing in while he can. That's my other thought.
No one knows.
You don't know how long you got here. You might as well live it up the best you can.
Pete Davidson, no one knows. Let me cross that off. No one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows that.
I mean, he's not the most attractive guy, but he's famous and he has money and seems like a cool guy.
But that's all attractive to a woman.
But here's my question. Based on his track record, Kim.
I heard he was undefeated in the 40-yard dash.
Who else is on the list? Kim, Ariana Grande,
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale. Like, I mean, we're talking about some of the most beautiful women in the entertainment space. Do you think there are tons of women, regular women, that would like so easily just want to fuck Pete Davidson because of that? Like if when Kim and Kim break up, is Pete Davidson like the hottest commodity for like if Pete Davidson goes to let's say Pete Davidson goes to Las Vegas to go to a club, they pay him like $50,000 to be like, hey everybody, it's me, Pete Davidson. Have a good time tonight at the Cosmopolitan. Have a good one. And he like hosts the night. Do you think every hot done-up girl with her shiny legs and titties hanging out is like, I would fuck Pete Davidson?
And I'll prove it to you.
Just based on the reputation.
I'll prove it to you. Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
The fuck's her name? I'm drawing a blank.
Julia Fox.
Julia Fox. Julia Fox said, I believe just yesterday, if not this week, that she was kind of auditioning to be Kanye's girlfriend. It was like an audition kind of, right? She goes, but the exposure she got was priceless. Yeah. Like she was honest about that shit. She's like,
I mean,
the attention and the exposure that she got just by dating Kanye, remember what industry she's in? She's in entertainment. She says was priceless. So you're going to tell me some girl, again, where clout is the currency of today, isn't going to want to fuck Pete Davidson because he was with Kim and now people will know that girl
she
and all
went
that.
From being that giant, that fat ass in Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
To people knowing her name.
Because the
I didn't know her name before that.
The exposure was priceless.
When she dated Kanye, no joke, Spot's right. It was like, Julia Fox, who's that again? Oh, the good-looking girl. Oh, yeah, Spot showed me that clip of her in Uncut Gems.
Her in lingerie and
You
Uncut
knew the
Gems.
name for a second because when you saw her ass in the movie, you looked it up.
Yeah, but Julia Fox was not a household name.
No,
I'm not saying she's a household name now, but in the pop culture circle,
I forgot it.
She went from obscure to like, oh yeah, she's in the mix now. She was on, and
no, to answer your question, any girl who's out there trying to get noticed is going to want to bang Pete Davidson just for and she might even think she likes him because that's all attractive.
Julia Fox went from obscure cute girl in Hollywood to Kanye's girlfriend and the Uncut Gems girl.
Not his girlfriend, his muse.
His muse. Uncut Gems.
I mean,
she's also Josh Shasty's muse. When he
I was
Uncut
Josh
Gems.
Shasty's muse.
Yeah, that's how we increase our viewership, bro, and our listenership.
Bang Pete Davidson.
Bang Pete Davidson. It all comes full circle. You know what? What's our goal?
Who's going to take one? Who's going to take it for the
goal
team?
Is to fuck Pete Davidson. You wanted us to make goals? There's our goal. Bang Pete Davidson.
That's a good goal for the the greater picture.
Bang Pete Davidson.
Bang Pete Davidson.
And
then you get more.
Now you're talking.
More currency.
I'll give you a great example of social currency and how important it is. These
maybe it was like maybe the last conversation too wasn't like it was set specific goals, but it's like set a specific plan. That's really what I was getting at. It's like, well, What's the plan to get to that goal?
To me, there's something to be said about social...
Bang Pete Davidson to get success.
There's social currency, right? Like, yes, it might not be money, but if you're into social value, because it does lead to money in 2022.
The entertainment world is based on social value.
Now, social value, the best example of social value... Other than Julia Fox. Julia Fox might be number 1 on the list, but number 2 on the list of social value is Donald Trump does an interview with the Nelk Boys.
I saw that.
Do you know how many people looked up the Nelk Boys for the first time, including me?
Well,
I was like, Nelk Boys? Why do I know these guys? Nelk Boys.
Was a fan of them. He suggested that interview, and that's why Donald chose to do it.
What I'm saying is they were already popular, but the
The
social
Nelk Boys.
value of doing an interview with Donald Trump and having it taken off of YouTube, like they couldn't pay. They couldn't pay for that exposure. That was social value to the highest degree. Nelk Boys, Julia Fox. There's moments where you get thrown into a situation where it's like, wow, I was just given a social value.
They're good boys.
Gold coin.
I like the Nelk Boys. They're good boys.
The Nelk Boys, very
proud
good.
boys. Really proud of them.
They're Nelk. They're boys.
They're
They're
boys.
On
I
a
love
side
the
note,
boys.
it is fucked up. They took
I'm all
down
about boys.
that
I
interview.
love boys now.
Yeah.
That was weak.
They're
on a
very,
side
very
note.
good.
So Pete Davidson.
I love spending time with
getting at it.
boys.
Splitting cheeks. Splitting cheeks, guys. That's the goal. Enjoy that.
Boys.
See, any other feedback? Few reminders, too, before we wrap it
I
up.
could just give birth.
Few reminders. What do you mean?
I don't know.
We will be upgrading our tier options here on Patreon.
There's something I have to figure out in the next 24 hours.
Okay.
And I've been looking into it, but I can't find the answer. So payment starts on the 1st.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can release the tiers until the 1st. And once the 1st comes, then you can upgrade to the new tier for the price difference. But I think if you do it before the 1st,
it'll charge you for March.
It'll charge you for March. So I think it'll be available on the 1st.
But new tier options.
Because people have hit me up asking me like, when can I sign up? When can I sign up?
That's good.
So I want to make sure that we people know it will be available for sign up on the 1st, which is Friday.
Tier 1 will remain the same. $5 for the audio.
We'll talk about it
But
on
there's
Twitch.
Tier 1 Plus for $7 where you get the audio and more audio.
Archives.
Interviews and archives and things you haven't heard in a minute. Okay, minimum of like maybe one new thing a week that you haven't heard in a long time.
A weekly extra show.
Then you have Tier 2, the same as it is now, audio, video. And then Tier 2 Plus, audio, video, and
the extra content.
The extra content of things you haven't seen or heard in a minute.
Ba-bam.
Ba-bam. And then there's going to be a Tier 3 and maybe a Tier 4, and we're going to call it the
Bulge package.
The Bulges package.
Hey, Spot, I did have this thought too. Rich in Atlanta wanted to know, what about people that signed up for a year?
I think if you upgrade to the new tier annually, you'll pay the difference.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to figure it out. I don't know.
All right, but
Yeah,
I feel like
we're gonna have to.
It's March 30th.
I know. Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
It's something that there's no clear answer to. So I think I have to submit a ticket with
This would
Patreon
all
to
be
figure it
easier
out.
if we just fuck Pete Davidson.
I mean,
that's the goal for the greater goal.
It would all just be easier for like, hey, who's
I
going to
could
fuck
see-
Pete Davidson?
I could see him like going both ways. So why not?
Tier 4 is just nudes, right? Is that what it is?
Tier 4 is cock shots.
Yeah.
No, it's nudes, but like Jordan's nude shoes.
It's
Yeah.
pictures of her shoes.
Her nude colored shoes.
So stay tuned for that. We'll send out the info as soon as we got it. And we appreciate it. Tell your friends about our Patreon. And, we're just trying to make adjustments, strategical adjustments for the greater good of the show. Our Free Twitch Friday will also be changing. We'll still do it. We're still going to do a version of it, but we're going to
figure
change
out
it.
what.
Yeah. So, again, we're seeing what works and what doesn't work, and we have to make adjustments accordingly.
An experiment
Mm-hmm.
is what it is. All right. On that note.
Throwing things at the wall, see what sticks.
On that note.
Thanks, Fam Bam Doozle.
Oh,
Thanks,
can I give everyone
the
a
Fam Bam Doozle?
Can I give everyone a
I
deep
heard
thought
some
to?
black guy use that. I'm like, I got to use that.
Can I give everyone a deep thought to take home with them?
Fam Bam Doozle?
Yeah, man. I got to shout him off the Fam Bam Doozle.
Who said that?
Some black guy on social media. I was like, yeah, I like that. Shout out to the Fan Bam Doozle.
Can we make that a shirt?
All right, Spot. The first TikTok I sent yesterday at 10:41 p.m.
PM.
It's the second to last thing I sent, the CNR text message.
PM.
And it's just a deep thought. And you're talking about how to set your goals and how to think about life and how to really assess where you're going. I think this is a good message. But I don't know if you're ready to understand what this guy's really saying. I don't know if you can handle this.
All right, this is exactly why days don't even exist, and if you can get rid of days altogether, you're going to be a lot more productive in your life. So days are completely made up. You call Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, me. You have all these days that you're looking forward to or not looking forward to. But when you understand that the 7-day calendar is nothing but a trap to keep you enslaved, then you actually start freeing your mind a little bit more. And I do this all the time. I don't look at days by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because every day is shaded, every day is tinted. So a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't want to do anything today because it's Sunday. Oh, it's Monday, I got to be depressed. And so the word itself is just a day, Monday or Tuesday, but it's actually a representation of a bunch of emotional and habitual patterns that we go through. So if you can look at it for what it actually is, which is every single day is a brand new day for the universe. Everything in the universe is experiencing this brand new day together. The first time it's ever been here. No one's ever experienced this brand new day before. It's literally brand new each and every day, but you don't realize that because you're like, oh, it's Tuesday. Well, no, in terms of the universe, it's a brand new fucking opportunity. But once you eliminate the days and live every single day just as a day, a brand new day, instead of putting yourself in these same patterns, you start to free yourself and free your mind. All right, this is exactly why days.
You know what I heard?
Free your mind and the rest will follow. I got to tell you, Prince subscribed to that. So this guy, it's a great thought, but it's not like,
you know what I heard?
I haven't heard it before. Like Prince didn't celebrate birthdays. You know why?
Why?
Because, well, how many birthdays did you really have?
One.
Exactly. The rest are just days. He's just living his life. So he's ageless.
But
he's like,
that guy was a little out there.
This guy tells me he has no job.
But Spot.
Yeah, but it's great.
There's something to take away from that. There's something to take away from that doofus, and I'll tell you why.
We do. We're like, oh man, it's only Tuesday.
Like, because you'll habitually attach emotions and feelings to a day. Like, oh, it's Monday.
Yeah. Why in the world do I look forward to Saturday and Sunday when it's pretty much the same shit as our weeks are pretty easy for the most part.
Tuesday has a feel.
No, it doesn't. You assign it a feel subconsciously. So like
Wednesday has a feel.
Covino's right.
Friday has a feel.
Covino's right. Like, why does Thursday
has no feel.
Is your Thursday?
I look forward to Thursday as much as I look forward to Saturday and Sunday.
Is your Monday?
I do.
Is your Monday any different than your Thursday? No, but you're like Thursday getting closer to the weekend. Monday, like, oh, Monday. It's all man-made shit that you subconsciously
and then the weekend's over and you're like, oh.
Well, time
because you associate those days with work. That's
time rules all. Time is the only constant. We are ruled by the dimension of time.
We're also ruled by the 7-day calendar, 365 days, 12 months. Like for you're 41 Spot or 42 in this particular calendar. Like we're running our life on a particular
but there's
system.
Correlations. So we've created a measure of time. That measure of time correlates to the composite or like how my body grows and decompensates. And it puts a time limit on, okay, I'm going to live to a certain amount of time. Time is the constant. We've just created a measure of time that allows us to reference other things in life.
It's really just made for reference points.
It is.
That's fine. But what he's saying is, we're not saying that the calendar doesn't make sense time-wise. We're saying that
we're saying we're letting the name of the day that we're on dictate it. Like,
I mean,
determine
a day is a measure.
Mood.
A day is a valid measure of time.
Yeah. But what he's saying is, why do you wake up Saturday? Why do you wake up on a particular day with a different mood than another day? Just because you look at your thing and you're like, well, it's Tuesday. This is how I'm supposed to feel.
Because I want to function in society. And society has dictated that the work week is Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday is your free day. Oh, so you know what? On my free days, I'm going to relax.
Look this up just to wrap up this conversation. Who invented the 9 to 5 workday? I feel like it was someone like a notable historical figure, and we just have decided like a century later or so to be like, yeah, 9 to 5.
We should be like, fuck that guy.
Who invented Monday to Friday 9 to 5? I think it's really like a historic figure, and you're like that guy. So we just sort of followed the lead of someone.
If it was Ben Franklin,
because you know who did it to that? Covino, back in the day, like
Henry Ford.
Old timey times. Guess what? Guess what? Old timey time people didn't do. You think they didn't work on the farm on a Saturday or Sunday or that? There was no calendar. Henry Ford was because of his assembly lines and stuff. He's like, all right, we're gonna do
the 5-day work week. Came from
unions, as someone said. Also,
no.
I thought Dolly Parton made 9 to 5.
In 1908, a New England mill became the first American factory to institute the 5-day week. It did so to accommodate Jewish workers whose observance was a Saturday Sabbath, so you have sundown on Friday, to make them make up for their work on Sundays, offending some in Christian majority. So Saturday was for the Jews, Sunday was for the Christians.
So you're telling me that roughly 100 years ago,
You're
telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean? You're trying to tell me roughly 100 years ago, before that, there was no difference between a Saturday and a Monday to anyone because they were working in farms and like just getting by, growing crops and doing old timey time jobs.
And it does affect our mental perception.
Dude, roughly in our grandparents' life, slightly before our grandparents were born, the 9 to 5 started. So before that, it was like you work when you work, or people were working different days.
Isn't it one of the first things you think about when you wake up? What day is it?
Yeah, but don't you realize the weekdays and the weekend,
Wednesday.
the concept of Monday through Friday and then the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, is a roughly 100-year-old thought?
It's like the 5-day work week is tied into that.
Back in the Abe Lincoln days, back in the old timey time days, 1800s, when this country was founded, 100 years plus before that, you're telling me that people just was like Saturday didn't matter and Sunday.
Henry Ford implemented the 9 to 5, so it was a 5-day week. So 5 days a week was 1908. And then in 1926, Henry Ford
Somebody needs to
created a 40-day work week. So over 5 days.
40-hour work week.
40-hour, 5-day
so
work
we're
week.
taking the lead. So the average person that's sitting at their shitty office job or on the clock punching 8 hours because Henry Ford decided this 100 years ago. Like, well, I guess, what do you say, John? What do you say? I don't know, Henry, what do you think? I say like 40 hours spread over 5 days. What is that, 8 hours a day?
Then the
the
Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938 made it official by law with a 44-hour work week. And then in 1940, it was revised to 40.
Isn't that wild, though? Let's end on that. Isn't that wild to think that this is all man-made in the last 100 years?
On a meme that complements your thought, Rich. Hold on, Spot.
Sunday was a church day. I get that.
It's clear that the 9 to 5 workday is outdated.
Oh my God, it's clearly outdated.
I mean, especially
what's
after
the future?
After what we've all experienced.
I don't even know what people did before that. Did they work before that? Did they work longer? Did they work longer days, but not as many days? Like, I'm on the farm every day at 5 a.m. and when the sun goes down,
the sun has gone down and the moon has gone up.
Down.
I'll pull up
you just picture girls and titties on Instagram.
Yeah, pull up the picture dudes without shirts and cowboy hats. Is that weird?
Pull up the meme that
because that's all I see
that I sent you.
Why is 40 the number? I don't know. Henry Ford decided that, guys, over 100 years ago. And we
just
an
8-hour day.
We agreed. 8 hours. And he said, 5 days. Because Saturday for the I thought Saturday was for the boys. Saturday's for the Jews. Sunday's for the Christians. And that's really it. So that's why we work the way we work. Or that's how the conventional people work the way they work.
Somebody needs to. Will Smith needs to smack that guy.
Job description. This is the meme you wanted, right?
Yeah.
Job description. Must be willing to work in a fast-paced, unpredictable, high-energy environment. The environment. It's a cubicle.
This is this is what we are all fired up for Monday through Friday.
Yep.
And we've all been there. I mean, you may say, hey, you guys.
My cubicle.
Hey, I've worked that life. I lived that life.
I work in a cubicle.
I went from desk jockey to disc jockey.
Oh, this is a cubicle.
This is our cubicle. Well, at least we have fun, but
yeah. Well, think about it. Back in the day,
whoop that trip.
Back in the day, people didn't have shit to do other than work. So I bet you they didn't have a work day, but they were constantly working. Like if you worked on the family farm or something, like you woke up probably way early. Sun went down. When the sun goes down,
put a green screen behind you. You can be anywhere.
Don't let your sun go down on me.
Make cubicles
out of green screens. That right?
What do you think, man? You think of it? You think in our lifetime, the Monday through Friday thing will ever change?
I think everything goes back to what Spot's been saying for years.
What does it all mean?
No, I'm saying in the last since our grandparents
in 2022. What does it all mean?
Spot. Our grandparents were alive when Henry Ford did the 9 to 5. So who's to say by the time we're grandparents, that shit doesn't change in companies like, 4-day work week. We're already seeing a change now where a lot of companies like 3 days from home, 2 days from the work office. Like that's something we're going to look back and be like, remember after COVID, like people worked from home half the week?
I'm thinking of converting to Judaism strictly for the half day on Friday.
Not a bad idea.
All right. Well, hey, enjoy that deep
Sorry,
thought.
guys. Got to go.
And we'll
Sun's
see you,
coming down.
We'll see you bananas tomorrow on a Throwback Thursday because we.
What difference does it make?
It doesn't really matter. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. Brand new day.
See you mañana.
All right. Until then.
Because are we eliminating Throwback Thursday now? Because it's just another day.
It's just another day. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, guys.